What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web here on a happy
Hump Day
edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And of course, for fans of the Sports Web, the Tampa Bay sports fan, it's your time. So how do we start off this good time here on a Wednesday night? Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. On tonight's show, we'll get out to Jason Powers in just a moment here, because you like that segment. Powers and Blake, my tag team partner of the world. We'll give you the latest with the Baker Mayfield situation, more positive than negative. The Bucs are bringing back the 1976 Creamsicle uniform. We'll talk about that. And then also we'll get into some other news and notes when it comes to your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And, of course, update the Rays game right now. 4-1, bottom of the seventh right now. Your Tampa Bay Rays are beating the Toronto Blue Jays 4-1. Before we get out to that, let's go ahead and get out to our sponsors. You don't have to go far. It's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 Moog Road in Holiday, Florida. Whether you want a beard trim, a fade, a haircut, they got you covered. Go see Ricky and all the talented barbers there at Up the Block Barbershop and tell them the Rolex reporter Peter Blake sent you. If that wasn't enough, we will be here on September 19th, the Tampa Bay Sports Collectors Expo, live from the Florida State Fairgrounds, doing a live edition, as always, of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, talking to Ian Beckles, James Wilder Jr., Kenny Shaw, Clinton Portis, and some other names to be announced here in the next couple weeks. So definitely tune in for that. If that wasn't enough, tune in every day, because this is my newest baby right here. Daily Tampa Bay Buccaneer content. Bucs fans, you wanted it. You get it. A part of the Fan Arch Network. Bucs latest 10 to 15 minutes of Bucs content or more every day on YouTube at 11 a.m. And then, of course, the Carter Agency, which I believe we are still on TikTok right now. They haven't restricted us, so that's always a good thing, giving us the opportunity to be on TikTok. We appreciate that. As always, open phone line, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Facebook stars are open. YouTube super chats are open. If you like the content, give to the content. I don't have an intro for them. We need to make an intro. We need to figure this situation out. Let's get out to him. Powers on Sports Podcast, Spectrum Sports 360. He's all over the place. Also, I heard he's doing some SEC stuff. Let's go out to Mr. Jason Powers. Welcome to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television here on a Wednesday night. So what's going on, boss? How you doing?
What's up, Peter Blake? How we doing?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Getting ready here. I kind of jumped the gun. I said on Bucs Late it's 7 days. It's actually 8 days. I think it's 7 days until that deadline with Baker Mayfield. Let's go ahead and get into that. Let's start with that. Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated says that the Bucs are going to dive into negotiations on Monday. And then Adam Schefter on Tuesday had this to say on the Pat McAfee show. Both sides want to make it happen. It shouldn't be a difficult deal to get done. Think about $50 million a year. That's my projection for where a potential Baker Mayfield deal could come in. Maybe not as much as he wants, maybe more than the Bucs would be wanting to pay, but there is a compromise in there for both sides. And again, the deadline is the 29th. Officially, camp starts in 8 days. Long drive there, and it's now 4-2. Rays over the Blue Jays. So again, we'll keep you up to date as it goes here. So what do we think of it? What I take out of this, again, it's just reports, but it definitely seems like more positive than negative. It started out negative. Now it's more positive. You have two reports now kind of saying the same thing. 50 million, 55 million. We're here in 3 years, 165 total. Million at the end of the day. Lots of money, but it certainly seems like Jason Powers on Sports Podcast, the Bucs want to get this deal done. Once again, welcome to the Evolution.
Appreciate you having me on. If you listened to our good banter last week, what did I say? 50 million was going to be the max number. And I think in the end, that's probably where we'll end up. I said between 47 and 50 would be the number. Their Bucs are not going to 55. I don't care if it's for 3 years. They're not going 3 years for 165. I don't think that's happening.
Right. And you got to love this. TikTok still restricted me. I don't know how it goes, man. At the beginning of the show, they restrict the content. We cut off, and that's why I was kind of, had the little dead pause there to try to go on so they didn't hear the music or any of the sound effects. Still restricted me. So you can't win for losing.
Bump TikTok. We got enough followers other places. They don't want to get on the bandwagon of the evolution. Bump them.
And get out of here. That's it. Exactly. And, much to do about nothing. I think, the Bucs are going to get this done. I think you're actually right. It's going to be 50 to 51 million. I was surprised with the $55 million, although Breer said that, if you do, let's just say you don't get a deal done, you use that tag next year, franchise tag for the next 2 years, that would equate to $110 million. So do the Bucs want to do that? I don't know.
They're not doing that. They're either getting a deal done or they're not getting a deal done, letting him play it out and potentially cutting bait. They're not going to franchise him twice. That's never going to happen. No, they're either going to, if Baker, again, it's in Baker's best interest to ink it for 3 years for 150. Let's call it a day. When you're making $50 million, are you really going to fret over another $1 million if you're Baker Mayfield? Really?
Well, right. It makes lots of sense. And then again, what's the cap flexibility for Jason Light? Like you said, you still want to sign Vita Vea. Once you get that deal done, then I think that's when the dominoes fall. We haven't really talked about that situation. I think we talked about it a little bit last week, but how do you see that working out? He's 31 years old. He wants a bump. You just had the Green Bay Packer defensive tackle, much younger than Vea. He gets a contract bump, but it's only about $20 million. Vea wants more. Sporadic says he's worth $27 million. So how do you tackle that situation? And again, you just drafted DeMonte Capehart. You have Elijah Roberts. So it's not like you don't have some depth there. Ashawn Robinson on a 1-year contract. But Vea, make no mistake about it, a big part of that defensive line going forward, which, by the way, seems like it's a strong unit at this point. It's on paper. You haven't seen it in training camp. You haven't seen it in the game time situations, but much improved from last year, Jason.
We hope. That's been the bugaboo for this Buccaneer defense for multiple years now. As far as Vea goes, I would think Vea would probably get 1 year, maybe a 1-year extension. I don't think the Bucs are doing a 4-year extension. You don't want a 34, 35-year-old nose tackle, as much as we love Vea, at a huge cap number. So I could see a 1-year extension, maybe at a pretty good number, 22, 23 million. What is he making now? 18, 19, something like that?
17.7. And at the time they signed him, he was the 6th highest defensive tackle. Now, of course, with inflation and guys getting contract extensions, Chris Jones, Dexter Lawrence,
but he's 3 years older. He's not been as durable the last couple of years. Again, if you're Vita Vea, I think if you can get a 1 or 2 year extension, you jump all over it. Because if not, the Bucs might let him play it out, and you might be seeing the end of the road of Vita Vea at 31 years old. I mean, as much as a good player as he is, I get it. But are you gonna swallow up $25 million at nose tackle? Exactly.
It's tough.
Especially if Kalijah Cansey were to have a good year this year. He's in year, 4 coming up here?
Yeah. Yeah, and then he's a big –
not that you're going to extend him now, but, 30 – it's never great to be extending guys in their 30s, especially as on the lines of scrimmage, a whole lot. 1 year extension, maybe 2, but that's going to be about it. And,
it's a tough situation because, again, he's up there in age, but he means so much. And I remember talking to Ian Beckles about this a couple months ago, and he says he's kind of a weird player to where you don't necessarily – he's the most consistent defensive lineman on this unit, but he doesn't seem like he's fulfilled all his potential at this point. It still seems like there's some potential there to where he could do a lot better. And now – it seems like you've got the horses to where, he can take on the double and triple teams and you can free that up. Then maybe he gets some one-on-one matchups.
Right. That's the key. If you get pressure on the outside with Bain and on the other side, then you have more likeliness that Vea is going to get freed up one-on-one on a guard or a center where he can do more damage. So the last several, 2-3 years, and it's not Vea's fault, but he's been getting most of the attention because the Bucs have not had the guy you have to provide two on the outside. So that's been part of the deal there too. All
right, Bucs fans, what do you think? I know it's a contract. Is this, in your opinion, has this been the longest off season besides 2020? Because I think I was thinking about it. Doing all these shows, it seems like we've had Mike Evans' departure. You have Levante David. You have the Baker Mayfield contract situation. You have Todd Bowles. If he's going to be fired or not, then he's brought back. Fans want him gone. They still have a bad taste in their mouth from the second half of the season. In your opinion, has this been one of the longest off seasons in Bucs history, or is it just me? Because it certainly seems like it's right up there with 2020, where again you had Tom Brady signing and Gronk and all these great things happening. Then of course you had COVID and you had the pandemic and you had the draft until May. It seems like it's that kind of year without, of course, COVID and pandemic. Thank God for that. But just the departures, the drama, everything that's been going on with this Bucs team in the offseason.
I don't think it's a lot of drama, to be honest with you. I think it's just, again, Mayfield wants to be paid like he's a top 7 or 8 quarterback, but he's not. He's 12, 13, 14, something in that ballpark, and he needs to, again, that's part of the economics of the sport. The Buccaneers have, for the most part, over the years, under Jason Light, done a good job of reading the market financially and not overpaying for guys. So I think this is another example of that. Right. But so I mean, it'll Peter Blake you'll be worrying about practice this time next week, probably, right?
I'm definitely looking forward to that. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to be able to get out there, but I'm going to try to look at the schedule, see what we can figure out at this point, and then go from there. We got Jason Powers on Sports Podcast.
I don't like that the Bucs are charging money. Are the Bucs charging money for tickets for training camp? Did I see that somewhere that you can buy training camp tickets?
I believe I'm not going to confirm that or not.
Okay, I thought I saw maybe something online.
We have Google. We can always Google it if we need to. But again, open phone lines if you want to talk anything when it has to do with your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Yes.
I made it over to Media Days today, the SEC Media Days.
Talk about that a little bit, because Byron Brown was out there. Alex Gold.
He was there Monday. Yep. Today was Florida. It was Summerall. Okay. Summerall was there today, as well as Kalen DeBoer from Alabama was there. Pete Golding from Ole Miss. And then Texas A&M. So we had a pretty good lineup today. So I got to hear John Summerall talk. Was impressed with him. Again, I know we got a lot of Gator fans in the audience, so definitely chime in with your thoughts on, is Summerall going to be the guy? He did a really good job at the at the media session today. Command of the room. Again, my question is going to be they're not going 10-2 this year, so our Gator fans, let's I don't think that's happening. The quarterback situation is something, but again, fun time being over at Media Days. All I saw Nick. I was 10 feet away from Nick Saban. Saw Paul Feinbaum. Saw all the guys. The ESPN SEC Network guys that were there. So fun time down at Water Street downtown Tampa.
Yeah, I wish I was there. Honestly, I wish I could get off, but I love my job so much, right? The previous job, not so much, but I don't hate my job. I love Smart Financial. I'm making good money. Diamond rep, $1,500 bonus. I'm feeling good about myself, so I'm trying to keep that momentum. That was officially announced today, so it's always a good thing. So I'm going to answer some of these questions. We'll get back. I want to get to the webheads here. Tim says, "What's up, Peter Blake? What's going on with you?"
Oh yeah.
Let's go out to Garland. What time? It is the time right now, Garland. If you want to call in and chime in, Brightside Broadway says, "Hey, Peter, what's going on? Let's go Bucs. Let's go Bucs."
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
By the way, breaking news. No, LeBron James is not signed with the team, but it is July 22nd, and Todd Bowles is still your head coach.
It's exciting.
It is exciting. There's a lot of people out there that wanted Todd Bowles fired, so I have to continue to troll them. But what do you think is more likely to happen at this point? LeBron James selecting the team, or Baker Mayfield working out a contract extension with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Go.
LeBron. Again, I don't think this – I mean, Yeah, LeBron.
Really? I actually think it's Baker Mayfield. I don't. You hear Miami, you hear Philadelphia, maybe Golden State, maybe Cleveland. What's taking him so long? What's taking him so long? Can you make a decision?
LeBron's a little drama queen. He likes to string it out. He likes to, you knew he was never going to announce while the World Cup was going on. You knew he was going to wait till after the World Cup.
Right.
Now Wednesday night going into Thursday. I would think by the weekend, the people, because remember, the NBA schedule can't – people at the NBA offices are waiting for him to make a decision on where he goes, because that's going to affect the schedule of Christmas Day, primetime games, things like that. So the NBA, I'm sure – and did you see the Miami Heat had a little hiccup, had a little social media hiccup where they put something on their social media that LeBron James, that they had set up a time to have a press conference, and – apparently, that was a
whoops.
Whoops by the Miami. I'm sure somebody was getting blasted today in a staff meeting with the Miami Heat social media team there with that little screw up that got out online.
Listen, we love the social media team there with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but they were under some controversy. We really didn't talk about it. Did you see where the Buffalo flips the guy, and then you have Tez Johnson flipping? What did you think of that? Because I get it. The guy's
you can't show that, bro. The guy gets dropped on his head, breaks both his seriously he had a major leg injury there. He's lucky he wasn't killed.
Right.
You can't be showing that, man.
No, I don't think you can either. That was brazen. Well, we love the Bucs social media staff over there. They do good work. Bucs latest, absolutely. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. By the way, 1,400 subscribers there on the YouTube channel, building up, and again, 44,000 views.
Question for you, Peter Blake.
Go for it.
Do you see our boy Mr. Vea conducting a hold-in when training camp starts, where he's there, not getting fined, but he's over on field 2 or 3 doing nothing? I would say nothing.
That's more concerning to me than the Baker Mayfield contract situation.
Right.
I don't know why that's concerning, because he's already done it. And I know Todd Bowles didn't think anything about it because they didn't need him right now, but that's kind of concerning. He wants to get paid. And again, in order for you to do that, Baker Mayfield needs to get paid. So again, these dominoes have to work a certain way. So I'm more concerned about that. And then furthermore, I think this defensive line, especially this front seven, is one of the strongest units they've had. And I'll go with my Libra brethren there. And BA, this could be the most impressive, and I'm not going to compare it to 2020, but it could be the most impressive front seven that the Bucs have had in 2020. Can we all agree on this, that there is something here that's, listen, it could be special, okay? I know it's just on paper.
Let's don't say special. Let's say good, above average. Let's be above average first before we get to special.
I will take above average. Ruben Bain Jr., Yaya Dabby. Let's go out to the Marine there, Mr. Ron Bucks. Fantastic. McCleary, welcome to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. You're on with yours truly here, along with Jason Powers on Sports Podcast. Go ahead, my friend.
How you doing, Big Pete? Jason Powers, how you doing?
Doing good, man.
Ron, how you, man?
Good, man. Hey, Pete, so I was just listening to you guys, of course. Still out here in the Middle East. 7 hours ahead. So what do you know, man? Isn't that a great thing? I could be 4 a.m. here, and I'm still got the.
Are you really in the Middle East, Ron? Are you serious?
He's in the Middle East. He's one of the guys that I love because he's protecting our country. Which
shout out! I did not know that.
Yes, thank you very much for your service and protecting our freedom, so we get a chance to do shows like this, so you can listen at 4 a.m. in the morning. But I have nothing but respect for this guy. Guy protects our country. God. And he's listening to my show at 4 a.m. in the morning. He could be going to sleep or doing something else, and there he is.
Yeah, I'm actually on shift right now, but sometimes I tend to always say when T-Craft gives me all this love too, and it's like, yeah, I served in 2 branches, but I'm not military anymore. I'm a contractor now.
Hey, you're still doing your part, man. I know it's different kind of work.
But
yeah,
I was anyway. I was listening to something Jay Powers was saying. And I know it's probably going to draw kind of a sharp argument, probably from many people, but I think there's different elements to look at this. But I got to agree with Jay. And, you really can't say yet that Baker Mayfield is an elite quarterback. Now, is he the guy you want in the locker room? Does he have tenacity? Does he have grit? Does he have fight? Does he have has he compared to like a Jameis Winston or a quarterback that's reckless with the ball? Yeah, I mean maybe at times, but he's got nowhere near that you know what I mean, propensity to turn the ball over like that. And he's a competitor and he's going to do whatever he's got to do to win. But I mean, even if that means getting hurt, which is what we got to make sure, and I think Baker knows that too. He's got to stay upright.
Sure.
I don't know about 13 or 14, but I think for a lot of people that are putting him in the top 10, that's a little bit. I don't know. It's subjective, but
a little rich for me.
It's hard to demand this money like this when you look at the reality of like, yeah, have we gone to the playoffs with Baker? Yeah, we have. The division hasn't been quite as good, but he hasn't really. You know, when you have a quarterback that you know every which way, you know when you're up against it, and you need a drive consistently, and you know he's going to go out there and he's going to win you the football game. That's a different thing. I'm not saying Baker can't do it.
He's had 4 of them,
and also
4 of them in the first half last year. Fourth quarter comebacks. One against Atlanta, one against Houston. You had. One against San Francisco, one against Seattle. I mean, he had plenty of them. He has how many fourth quarter comebacks does he have in his career? But again, 4 total for the fourth quarter last year that Bucs fans forget about. It was in the first
2-7, Peter. To be fair, 2-7 down the stretch.
But is that all on his fault? And I'll say some of it. Some of it he has to wear, and also it has to deal with, dealing with multiple injuries, but it doesn't help again. And I know we continue to talk about this during the offseason, the offensive line being reshuffled and hurt, your wide receiving core being out, your offensive coordinator not knowing how to get 3 guys the ball besides 61 times the whole year. And when you do get the ball and those guys are on the field together 61 times, you average 6.5 yards. So that's also, and again, I think a lot of people put the onus on Baker Mayfield and one player and quarterbacks, and we do this too much. And we forget, as great as Tom Brady was, Tom Brady had to have a running game. Tom Brady had to have offensive line, had to have the weapons. He also had to have a top-flight defense. And that's what's been missing with this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team the last couple of years. Has been the defense.
I 110% agree with you, Pete. And I say that too. I'll say that.
Hold on, Ron.
This is his year then.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll say this. This is going to be the telltale year.
Okay, I think we're missing here. Ron, are you there? Ron? Hold on. Yeah, we're missing. Ron, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're missing out on here, so we'll try this again. I don't know what's going on here. Stand by. Let me try this again. See if we can get him back on here.
The man's in the middle of the Middle East. I can internet connection can't be the best all the time over there.
I'm just wondering if it's on my. I'm wondering if it's on my end. I don't think it's on my end at this point. So
and you got missiles flying left and right, and people going nuts over there.
Right. He's still calling the show. All right, Ron, take the call back here. Again, it's hard for me, and I look at the rankings, and then I go also with this.
By the way, why do we get so hung up on rankings? Who cares if he's 12 or 10? There's not much difference between the number 8 guy and the number 15 guy. Really.
I think the one thing I was bothered by 77 from 50 to 77. Let's go out to the Marine. Marine, are you there?
Yeah. Any better, guys?
Yeah, it's better now. Yes. There it is. It was on his end, not my end. So there you go. Yes. Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah. So I'm going to say this, guys. This is going to be the year then, because if the pieces are there, and he doesn't have the injuries on the offensive line, and we have all these pieces that we added, then this is going to be the telltale.
Sure.
So in all fairness to Baker, everything you mentioned, Pete, I got to say I agree with you.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Marine.
I'll tell you,
Marine, let me ask you this. Who has better statistics the last 3 years, Baker Mayfield or Josh Allen?
Oh, Baker.
That's right.
And
Josh Allen's the number one quarterback? Number one quarterback ranked, and people say he's an elite quarterback. In the last 3 years, I just told you Baker Mayfield has more throwing touchdowns, more passing yards, just as many interceptions, by the way. Baker has more throwing touchdowns than Josh Allen, And Baker hasn't even had his full complement of receivers. And then on top of it, Josh Allen has had a running game, one of the top running games in the National Football League. So again, they go back to it. A lot of Bucs fans talk about the second half of the year, the 13-9 and 26-11 is not going to get it done. And I agree with you on that. But I think there were a lot of factors at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, absolutely. And my other concern is the secondary. Because, we have a cornerback that can't seem to stay healthy. I don't know why I'm having a brain fart right now.
McCollum.
The kid out of Notre Dame.
Benjamin Morrison.
Benjamin Morrison, yeah.
Benjamin Morrison, that we knew, they fully well knew he was injury prone. He had major injuries. If he can't stay upright, and now we're missing Dean, I think losing Dean is going to be a significant loss. So that's my only concern is if a guy goes down, how well is that secondary going to play?
Okay.
The defensive line plays a good, big role in that. You got to be able to get to the quarterback. That was a missing element. So hopefully we can do that. But no, that's all I wanted to say, Pete. I just wanted to get on and, say that tonight. And,
bro, I appreciate you.
I'm looking forward to, we're here. It's football season, man. That fever's here. We're feeling it. And, it's just good stuff, bro. We're ready. We're ready for it.
I got to ask you a technology question, Marine. How easy is it for you to see? Are you able to see NFL games over there on a Sunday? Just how do you access the NFL on a Sunday?
I'll tell you the truth, man. Sometimes I use the crack streams when I'm on shift. I don't miss a game, but if it's not working, I just tune into the radio and listen to the radio play-by-play.
Beautiful. I didn't know if you had the ability to do that. Great.
I generally don't miss a game though. Well, I'm gonna have to. Probably gonna, buy some property when I get out of here finally in the DR. But then I gotta give Jay Powers a call when I get back, maybe about a townhome or a condo.
Yes, reach out. I'll get you hooked up, Marine.
I need to talk to you about this too because I'm getting ready for a move here in a couple months in October. So I'm gonna figure this situation out. Either I go to an apartment or I hit up my guy here, Jason Powers on Sports Podcast. Ron, appreciate the call, Marine. Stay safe.
One more question. I got one more question.
One more question. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What's the best meal on the ship as far as from the kitchen, man? What's the meal everybody craves when you're on the ship, man?
You mean militarily?
Yeah, just food, meal wise.
Meal wise.
Like, is there a once a week everybody gets the premium food, or how's that work, man?
It's been a while since when I was in the Marine Corps. Actually, I served in the Marine Corps and the Army. But when I was in the Marine Corps, I was an infantryman. So we were on land more out west where they put us all East Coast Marines and stationed us out west in 29 Palms. So I think I saw a ship twice.
Okay.
For just training, but pretty much, I guess anything that was good. I don't remember if there was a specific, if there was good baked chicken was a good one, or steak.
All right,
you can get that. But yeah, you just laid in a little berthing area, and that was where you lived. But yeah, I remember we were out in a training op. We launched out of San Diego on a ship, and it was called Colonel Blitz. It was a really cool training op. But other than that, I never really did a MEU or anything. I went to Okinawa, and I was on an also ship for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But yeah, man. But let's hope for a great season, and you guys keep putting out that good content. Keep putting it out, Pete, JP, and
stay safe, my brother. Appreciate all the efforts to keep us safe, man. Thanks.
We appreciate you, brother. All right.
All right, brother. Thank you, guys.
All right. See you later. All right. Let's go out to the phone lines because lots of calls are coming in. Let me go out to this guy right here. We'll call you guys back. If you call and we miss your calls, just answer here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television because I like to. Curtis, welcome to the Evolution. You're on with yours truly along with Jason Powers on Sports Podcast. Go, my friend.
Hey! Listen, before I get into my
we got the missus chiming in the background.
Yes, I'm telling you.
Can we say go Red Sox 15 in a row?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how about that?
My gosh. Can they stop winning at this point?
Dude, I'm I'm like, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Watching the Rays at the beginning of the season, the way the Rays and the Yankees and the Blue Jays were kicking our ass, I was like, man, this season is over with.
Yeah.
But guess what? That is the greatness of baseball.
Yep.
Like, you can start off really crappy, and you can go on a heater, and then you could, easily get back in a pennant race. So
right.
This is an all-time heater, Curtis. 15 in a row. Longest win streak since Ted Williams. How about that?
Ted Williams.
Crazy. Nuts.
But listen, I'm gonna go back to my statement on Monday. And I'm tired of people putting the whole blame on Baker. First of all, and I like Todd Bowles as a coach, but the defense has been
awful.
Peter, can you hit the fart noise for me?
Absolutely. I mean, and people forget this. They think the defense was good, and it's not. Listen, if the defense were average,
don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I understand that Mike Evans broke his collarbone, but Powers, how many years in a row have we watched Mike Evans miss games because of his hamstrings?
I agree with that. I agree.
How many years has Chris Godwin been consistently healthy?
They're coming off an injury after 2 years of big time injuries. Yeah, it's been tough.
Our running game is always up 1 year, down 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
that's the key for me. Can Bucky Irving get back to?
We had since the Super Bowl was the offensive line, and last year was the worst that it was. The worst. The defense has progressively gotten worse since the Super Bowl.
Right. And that's the reason why you get Zach Robinson
for all the people out here that's blaming Baker, I'm sorry, I almost said the F word. It's you guys forget it's an effing team.
Yeah,
it's a team.
Right.
One thing you have to remember though.
In a well-oiled machine. I tell you what, look at the New York Knicks. Nobody expected the Knicks to win the NBA championship.
Right.
But they were a well-oiled machine with great chemistry.
Correct. A great team. Not just
that's all it takes.
Right.
And guess what? The Bucs have no consistency on defense. They have no consistency on offense because we can't keep anybody healthy. I mean, the only thing that I really wasn't afraid of last year, besides the kicker getting blocked field goals every couple games, was the kicker.
Wow, yeah. Chase McLaughlin, yeah. Chase McLaughlin, the punch.
And, we used to listen, as a Bucs fan, we used to dread field goals. Right. Like, oh, God, here we go again.
Right. Exactly. I mean, that's. But
that was the Chase McLaughlin was the most consistent thing on the whole effing team last year.
Yeah, right. That's true. It's true.
And he still got like 3 or 4 kicks blocked, and the punter was getting punts blocked.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of the punter himself because of the slow windup.
I know.
But savvy,
overall, special teams was
a savvy addition that Todd did make this offseason was he went and got Danny Smith from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes,
very well respected special team coordinator.
The team fell apart because number one, people forget. Number one, injuries are a huge part of the game.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But number two, there are reasons why guys are starters and why guys are second and third string. There's a reason why guys are on the practice squad and they're not starting on Sundays.
Yes. Yep. That's true.
Like, come on, guys. Like, be for real, man. Like, and I understand some people are
Dan Feeney, Michael Jordan, I
tell you what, and
Chukwamora.
We've all had this conversation on this platform here before.
Sure.
The problem with a lot of NFL fans nowadays is they're too invested in the fucking fantasy football. Excuse my F-bomb.
That's okay. That's
but
all right.
They care more about fantasy football
than
actually watching the freaking game.
Well, I think a lot of Bucs fans see around the league. They see Drake May and they see New England. It took 2 years for them to turn around. They think the Bucs can do the same thing, and the Bucs have lots of talent.
Drake May and New England was lucky to get to the Super Bowl because if Bo Nix would have never got hurt, they wouldn't even been there.
But even with saying all that, listen, those quarterbacks have shown lots of improvement, but really, what do they want at this point? And if your whole stance is, and this has been the Bucs fan stance, you don't pay Baker Mayfield over $50 million because he hasn't won a Super Bowl.
I tell you what,
the guys in front of him haven't also. I'll give you
an example because I just heard you just ask him. Baker has had better stats than Josh Allen.
Yeah.
The last 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay. If you compare him to Allen and Lamar and all these other guys, and you take out the running, he's better than all of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
But guess what? I mean, and I don't want to be a prick and say this, but yes, you got MVPs, but football is a team sport.
Yes.
Show me your Super Bowl ring.
Sam Darnold.
Because I don't give a damn about no MVP.
Sam Darnold comes to mind. The Seattle Seahawks with their defense, their rotation on their defense, their running game, depending on that, cutting down on the turnovers, being able to stay healthy.
Sorry, guys. I'm so passionate about this stuff because it's like I'm tired of these fake football fans getting on here and they're like, oh, well, it's this. Are you not watching the game?
There are economics, Curtis. So every dollar you pay Baker over 50, that's less dollars that you can get to Vita Vea. That's less dollars that you can extend another guy.
I agree with you on that is, here's the thing. $50 million, I think Baker should take 50 and run.
Yes.
The reason I think he should take 50 and run is because, honestly, 55 doesn't make any sense because you're still in the state of Florida and you still ain't paying those state taxes.
Yes.
All right.
You're making another 7 to 8% on your $50 million by not having to pay taxes.
Now, Peter.
Yes.
I agree with you one thing about the $55 million. Now, if you want to give him $55 million and that extra $5 million is incentives, if he makes it to like the divisional playoff round or the NFC championship, give him $5 million.
Sure. Absolutely. I think a lot of Bucs fans would be jumping up for joy if he made it to the NFC championship.
Give him $50 million. Here's the incentive. You make it this far, we'll give you an extra $5 million.
I just think it's personal. I just don't think they like Baker Mayfield. And
don't say that, Peter.
I think there are a lot of Bucs fans who just don't like Baker Mayfield.
I'm going to tell you what it is, Peter.
Okay.
They're afraid. Listen, and I hate to say this. God knows I hate to say this, and I'm glad Harry's not on here tonight. He's a dick just like Jim McMahon was.
That's all right.
But everybody can't stand the pressure of a dick. Everybody can't. Some people just can't deal with it because they expect him to be Dak Prescott. Prescott is a tool. I'm sorry.
And that's it, guys. Update here. The Rays have won. They beat Toronto right there 4-2. So
I'm sorry. I'm so passionate tonight, but I'm tired of hearing the crap.
Hey, Curtis, I appreciate the call. Use the second one if you want to. All right. You came strong to the mic. All right. Good stuff.
See you, Curtis.
I love it. I love Curtis. Curtis tells me like it is.
I'm going to tell you, I think the key to this offense is going to be in 2026. The health of Bucky Irving.
Right.
I think because you don't want Kenneth Gainwell. He is not a number one back, Kenneth Gainwell. As much as we all think he did this and that in Pittsburgh, he is a perfect complimentary guy. But you need Bucky Irving to rush for 12 to 1,300 yards, be healthy, and get his 18 to 20 carries and 20 touches. Yeah, there's going to be room for Gainwell to get 5 or 6 touches. But if we're going to think Kenneth Gainwell is going to be a massive impact player, I think we're sorely mistaken because – go ahead.
On the passing game. I think on the passing game, he's definitely a massive upgrade over Rachaad White. But as a bell cow, I have my question marks. And
no chance.
I think Sean Tucker, that's where he comes in here. Bucky Irving definitely has to be healthy. And then furthermore, I think that's the attraction of why you get Zach Robinson in the first place the last 2 years, what he's been able to do with the Atlanta Falcons and Bijan Robinson. And I get it, but he also had Tyler Algier. That's a top 10 rushing attack. You got to get back to that. Let me go out to Alex. Alex, welcome to the Evolution here on a happy hump day edition of the Sports Web. What's going on, boss?
What's up, boys? How we doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Rays win. So
Alex.
we're updating that. And then we're talking football here, like always, the Baker Mayfield contract situation. And, of course, everything else having to do with their Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 8 days away officially until Bucs start training camp there. How about that?
So let me start off by saying what I think is going to happen. So, listen, let me start off about Baker Mayfield. Actually, before I do, I want to give a shout out to the guy 2 calls ago for the sacrifice that he makes to give us the opportunity to do everything we do right now. So
amazing
I want to say thank you to him. I know he's out in the middle of nowhere, sacrificing his life for his country, and I appreciate that. I want to get that out there.
Mm-hmm.
But talking about Baker Mayfield, man, listen, I'm going to say this one more time before training camp comes. Regardless of his flaws, name me one quarterback in the current market, even after this year, that's going to be a better option without doing a full-fledged reset if you let this man walk. You name me one. That's right. You can't come up with one.
They're not going to let him walk now.
Listen, the market is the market. That man is worth, in my opinion, every bit of that $50 million. Does he have his flaws? Sure. You're going to go back to last year and talk about a couple interceptions? Sure, he did. But let's not forget, he had 0 offensive line, none. There was basically non-existent offensive line. The man spent half the season running for his life. Listen, I'm not going to sit there and defend, the end of the day. How did the season end, guys? Remember, the season ended and sealed the deal by an interception that was supposed to be thrown to Mike Evans, if I'm correct. Supposed to be thrown to Mike Evans. I can't believe that it was against the Panthers last game. I may be wrong, but I believe it was a Baker interception that ultimately sealed the deal, or the Bucs, being done. So listen, does Baker have the flaws? Sure, he does, absolutely. But at the end of the day, look at it as a business standpoint. Who out there is a better option if you let this man walk out in the current market after this season? I promise you there's not going to be none.
I mean, again, the free agent list, you got Justin Fields, you got Kyler Murray, you got Tua, a player like that.
Do you want any of those over Baker? I don't think so.
No.
The key words you said in that excellent commentary was $50 million. Baker wants more than $50 million. That is where the snag is. If they could agree on $50 million, it would be done today, in my view. Baker's wanting to be in the 55 to 56, 57 million because he thinks I'm up next. I need to be the one to reset the market. And that just cannot happen.
Well,
that's the key is the 50. 50 would be the number the Bucs would, I think, do no problem. But I don't think Baker's ready to settle for 50 as of today.
I think,
I'm just going to add this, and then I'll talk about the Rays real quick, and then I'm going to let you guys go. I just think that's a little selfish on Baker because I have the mentality of don't forget what organization completely revived your career.
Right.
You walked away from the Browns and the Rams, and the Bucs handed you a gifted gold. You walked behind the greatest quarterback of all time in Tom Brady. You got handed every offensive piece to be successful. The Bucs completely revived your career. I think it's BS to sit here and say to throw out, well, you need to give me an answer by training camp. Yeah. I think that's a little bold on Baker because at the end of the day, you remember what only organization really took the only risk on a quarterback behind Tom Brady? Yep. That was the Bucs. So, listen, I don't know what's going to happen. Talking about the rest of the team real quick, I think the team looks great. I think the offensive line is going to come back healthy. I think Jason Powers was kind of trying to say without saying is we don't want to overpay for Baker because if you overpay for Baker, you're not going to really have room for stuff that needs to be done, like Tristan Wirfs, contracts that are going to be coming up at the end of the season.
Well, that's the thing here, guys. You can actually restructure the Tristan Wirfs deal. You can restructure Antoine Winfield Jr. You can do some of that stuff. And I let those guys handle it. They're the capologist over there. And everybody's saying.
But that doesn't justify overpaying, Peter. Just because you can restructure, that doesn't justify overpaying.
I don't think you're overpaying because if we're talking about overpaying at this point, compare his numbers to the elite quarterbacks. We just said
it's about winning, Peter. It's not about the numbers. Josh Allen.
Josh Allen's had a better team around him than the Tampa Bay.
Has he? Who's been his best?
defense. Give me the Buffalo Bills defense over what the
It
Bucs.
ain't that much better than the Buccaneers.
Hey, I'll take it over what the Bucs have had. At least
Has he ever had a true number one wide receiver like the Buccaneers have had?
Stephon Diggs.
Okay, that's one guy. The Bucs have had Evans, Godwin, McMillan. My point is, he's had a lot. Baker's had a lot of weapons in his run here,
but he's also been able to create the offense and put the offense on his back. And again,
I want to compare one guy, and I'll get out of here, guys. Ready?
Go.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
He worked with way less.
Right.
I mean, if you compared the roster to the Seahawks or the Bucs at the beginning of last year, were you going to take the Seahawks over the Bucs?
What's the difference?
Probably not.
What is the difference, though? The difference is Jackson Smith and Jigba. The difference is they have a consistent running game. The difference is they have a consistent offensive line. The difference is they have a rotation on their defense. They do.
The big difference is defense.
Well,
that was the only difference.
And that's what the Bucs haven't had, and that's not Baker's fault.
And how much money is Sam Darnold making? What's Sam Darnold making?
Well, he's going to be making a lot more.
Not for 2 more years, he's not.
He's going to be making a lot more here eventually because he's going to have a contract extension. He's already won a Super Bowl. You know he's going to come out.
He came off of a 14-3 year, and he only got $40 million.
Right. Only $40 million. But again, that's inflation. At the time, that's a high contract. Now he's going to be looking for an extension because Baker's going to get paid. Lamar's going to get paid eventually. This is how it goes. So everybody's saying, well, you're overpaying. You're not overpaying because he is better. He's just as good or better than the quarterback.
Peter, I agree. I do agree
the
because
stigma
it's just
here's the stigma. Here's the problem. And Alex, I got to run, man. I appreciate it. Call back. Here's the second call. I want to get this point out of the way. Everybody's saying win-loss record. Win-loss record to me is like pitchers in Major League Baseball. It's a stat that's unfair because you're putting on one guy, and I get it's a pitcher, but there's a whole team. Whole team with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They don't have a defense. If they had Buffalo Bills defense, if you have a Seattle defense, you probably win more games. And then on top of it, Jason Powers, you know this all too well. If you have a defense, you're able to stop teams. You don't have to put the onus on your quarterback to make plays in the fourth quarter to convert third and fourth downs.
And that's the reason why you have many holes to fill in this Buccaneer team. That's why you can't get caught overpaying for one guy, Baker Mayfield.
You can, because it's like Booger McFarland said of ESPN. We got Jason Powers on Sports podcast. You got a cost prohibitive player there and a Ruben Bain Jr. who you drafted.
That's one guy.
Well, you got to re-sign a Yaya Diaby, but again, most of your contracts, and again, the cap goes up every year. The revenue streams go up every year. You can restructure deals. They know what they're doing over there. Mike Greenberg, Jason Lank, they're whizzes. I want to hire them, to fix my bank account, checking account.
Why aren't they wanting to pay Baker $55 million then?
I think honestly, it's all about leverage. I think it's also about contract negotiations. They don't want to necessarily give in. We don't know what the contract talks have been. It may have started at 48 million because of Daniel Jones getting it. I mean, do you think Daniel Jones deserves more than Baker Mayfield? Because right now, Daniel Jones is making more than Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
Well, that's what his camp is looking at.
Before he got injured, he was the MVP of the league.
Right. Okay, I get that.
No, that's the fact.
I get that. I definitely understand that, but that's quarterback inflation. So people saying, well, you're overpaying for Baker Mayfield. No, you are paying for the value that is the market right now. And then again, the numbers are comparable with the Bucs. Don't care about Cleveland and Carolina and LA and all that other nonsense. Carolina is a terrible organization where quarterbacks go to die. I'm sorry. I don't believe in Young. I think he's going to fail. And then on top of it, Cleveland, they haven't had a good quarterback since Baker Mayfield. What's your name? Where you calling from? You're on the Sports Web.
Thank you for wasting my time. Goodbye forever.
Oh, there you go. Sun Devil Dave. All right.
God bless you, man.
God bless you too, man. God bless
Jason Powers, man. You're the best, dude.
There you go, Sundell. Appreciate it, buddy.
Love Jason. And Peter, you're doing good too, man.
We love the chat here, by the way, because you and Brent are going back and forth here.
I'm just having fun. Hey, here's the bottom line. We all know that the Bucs want to give Baker no more than $50 million, right?
I think it's $50 million, maybe.
Okay, but Jason, I got to throw some numbers at you though.
Okay.
So the last 3-year totals, if we compare Mayfield, Allen, Mahomes, Jackson, and Burrow, and Allen, Mahomes, Jackson, bro, that's a fantastic four. Allen's the second coming of Christ, the Messiah, right? Best quarterback in the league. Baker Mayfield, 12,237 yards. Allen, 11,705. He has more passing yards, more TDs, and then, of course, his interceptions are high. But he has more passing yards than TDs than the Fantastic Four. So if the Fantastic Four is getting paid ridiculous amounts of money, 50, 60, 70 million a year,
they're not getting paid 70.
Look, I'm just as good as those four guys. I should get at least 50 to 55, right?
Again, 50. I can live with 50.
I like 50. I'm happy with 50, but I'm saying if you look at compared to the Fantastic Four, he has more passing yards and passing TDs in the last 3 years.
Yes. Thank
Who
you.
would you with your life on the line, Dave? Who would you take? Mahomes, Allen, Baker Mayfield.
I'm not taking Allen. I don't.
I'll take Mahomes. I'll take Mahomes.
I wouldn't take Allen.
Barely over Allen because Mahomes has a proven track record. He's won 3 Super Bowls. But what I'm saying is that if you're an agent and Baker's looking at his numbers, he's saying, look, I'm putting up numbers as good as the best 4 quarterbacks in the league.
Okay.
I mean, should he settle for 50? I think he should, but he could justify and say, look, from what he's done, and you've seen that Netflix documentary, all the intangibles, his grit and determination, his leadership, and what he's gone through with the injuries.
Part of that is his own doing, though. The injuries partially are his recklessness. Don't we agree to that?
I think you definitely agree to that, but he could also say the same thing about Josh Allen because he's such a mobile quarterback at the end of the day. And Brent saying, Josh Allen is playing with a broken foot. I say BFD. If you don't know what that means, go ahead and Google it because that's what you've been saying the whole offseason, Brent, about Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's dealing with 8 different injuries, dealing with MCL, PCL. He's dealing with an oblique. He's dealing with an AC joint. Right. Oh, doesn't matter. That's an excuse. Same thing with Josh Allen. Keep the same energy, boss. Keep it.
But I hope they just settle for 50. They'll play Baker. Look, if we want to re-sign Vita Vea and then get some more working parts, we can have a great.
You gotta have money to be able to pay other people to fill out the roster.
They got plenty of money. I deserve it. They got plenty of money. They can restructure contracts. They can make things happen. Right. The New Orleans Saints every year they're crying poor. Again, I always go back to this. To me, it's a joke. It's like a mirage every year when it comes to the National Football League. Like if you want to find money to pay somebody, you will find the money. The Saints every year in cap hell, yet every year they're able to make their cap savings. Every year they're able to sign their own players and then go out in free agency and get somebody. So
they had a rookie quarterback playing last year. That's why they had some ability to do
look
that.
At this and say, let's settle for 50. We need to shore up the defense. Okay. I don't know. Jason, you talking now?
No, go ahead. You're up.
Oh, go for it, Bo.
I'm sorry. So what we need to do is let's focus on that defense. We can't give up those big chunk plays like we did to the Patriots, 55 yards, 67 yards, the 3rd and 25, the 4th and 15, the blown assignments, the mixed coverages, blitzing too much, getting burned in single man coverage. We just can't. We can't have it. We can't be ranked last in red zone defense. So, Baker needs to tighten up. He needs to start sliding more when he's running the ball, avoiding injuries, and become, a better passer as far as, using his tools. If everyone's healthy, Godwin, Ibuka, and McMillan, and then having a good running game, I think we're going to be fine. So, on that note, watch Netflix Unreal 2. It's WWE. It's really good.
You like that? Really quick here.
Let me go out.
Let me go out to Jason and let me go out to you, Dave, really quick.
I'll let you guys go.
All right.
Thank you for wasting my time. Have a great night.
All right. A lot of people will say that the WWE right now is wasting people's time with getting Tom Brady involved with Brett. Tagging Logan Paul right on stage there, flicking him off. Is this image becoming of a owner of I love it because first and foremost, I know what it's going to set up. I know it's setting up Gronk for his return. First and foremost, I'm a wrestling fan. You're a wrestling fan, tag team partner of the world.
Little bit. Not you got me out. You got me beat on that. And that.
Well, listen. The reason why you bring in Tom Brady in the first place is because guys like you are not wrestling fans anymore, so they're trying to get you back. Does this get you back into the good graces of WWE?
The only reason you saw Tom Brady do what he did because he was at Fanatics Fest. You will not see Tom Brady on Monday Night Raw in Albany, New York, or pick the city where Monday Night Raw is. You will not see that. That was a staged Fanatics Fest.
I think it's more than that. I think it could be at WrestleMania. I really do. Like this could be something that they're doing with their pay-per-view with Tom Brady. And people are laughing about
it. Shame on Tom Brady and shame on everybody else for spending the dollars to watch it.
I mean, honestly, who's going to stop him? He is already an owner for the Vegas Raiders. He is an announcer for Fox. He is the greatest of all time. ESPN is covering WWE. Do you think Roger Goodell is going to go to ESPN or the NFL and say, we can't do it? No, of course not. Brady knows he can get away with this and do this.
He can do it, but it's not good for Tom Brady's brand to be affiliated with that very much long-term. An appearance every once in a blue moon, okay. But if you think there's going to be a storyline with Tom Brady involved, you're out of your mind.
I don't know what they're doing, but they're talking to him about it, so we'll see. All right, I'm neglecting your web ads, so we'll talk more here, but let's go ahead talk to some of you guys here. Chris Cole says, yo, guys, yo to you.
Oh, yeah.
Sandra Nagel, beautiful mother right there, future agent, love her, watching the best sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area, the Sports Web, and Jason Powers. Yes, Mom, love you. Here's Aunt Tammy right there. It's a family affair. Peter H. Blake, were you at the SEC interview? No, I was not at
I was.
You were.
What's this, RVD? I'm RVD.
Oh, see, listen. You are a wrestling fan. You are a wrestling fan. If you know Mr. Monday Night RVD from ECW, you are a wrestling fan. Oh, by the way, that's in care of Rondé Barber. And
that's true.
2002.
And by the way, we just passed like a 30-year anniversary a couple weeks ago of the NWO coming together at Daytona Beach, baby.
You're damn right he is. Go get him, Hulkster. Yeah, but whose side is he on? What are you talking about? Whose side is he on? What are you talking about? Yes, sir. Get him, Hogan. Go get him, baby. Come on.
One of the great moments of sports entertainment.
Yes.
Hulk Hogan arrived. Hulk. What is he doing? My God. Is he the third man? He's the third man. What the hell is going on here? Hulk Hogan.
Dusty.
WCW.
And then you got Bobby the Brain Heenan. He gives it away. He foreshadows it. I loved it. Whose side is he on? And WWE actually edited out that clip. I think it makes the clip better. I love Bobby the Brain Heenan. Got a chance to meet him. Of course, he dealt with cancer, throat cancer. Signed some stuff for me. Just amazing getting a chance to. Didn't really get a chance to talk to him. I wanted to talk to him. He couldn't talk at the time, but just one of the greatest announcers of all time. Color. He gives it away. WWE edits it out, and he has the perfect phrase. Hulk Hogan has betrayed WCW, and it started there. Where were you when that happened? Because we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago. I couldn't believe it's 30 years. That's how old I'm getting. It's 30 years ago that happened, and it changed the face of professional wrestling. You have Monday Night Wars. WCW at that point was able to take on WWE. Where were you? What did you think of it? To me, it's still the greatest event in wrestling history. It is. Always that.
It's an iconic moment, no doubt. I have to admit, back in those days, I was very much a WCW fan. I rarely ever watched Monday Night Raw, to be honest with you. I was a WCW guy, Flair, Bischoff, all those guys. That was I was just graduating college, I was getting ready to go to Indiana University for graduate school, July of 96. I went to graduate school in August of 96. So I was in that last little phase before I got in the car and drove to Bloomington, Indiana for graduate school.
There you go. Right there. You were there. And I don't think anybody could believe it. I don't think we could believe it at that point when it happened. And when it happened, again, it just.
And the commercials were the best, too. This is by the NWO. That was
right. Well, the guy's name is Neil Pruitt. And he tells the story. Not only was the voice, but he was a
world order.
Right. We are taking over, and they do dun, 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 and it's all black and white. It was unbelievable. You're never going to be able to duplicate that. I'm sorry, you're never going to be able to duplicate that storyline. It was just one in a million. They've tried to do it, they've ruined it. You can't do it. It was just a special time at the end of the day, and everybody got real. And then you didn't have the dirt sheets either. That's what's kind of ruined wrestling. I love dirt sheets, but it's kind of ruined wrestling. It's taken.
What's a dirt sheet? I don't know what that is.
Sheet is giving away results, giving away this guy was seen here and he's expected to show up. You don't have that surprise like WCW. You know this all too well with Nitro. there were guys coming out. You had Mr. Perfect coming out, Rick Rude coming out, Raven coming. Nobody knew those guys. Six at the time, the $1 Million Man, who was supposed to be the original voice of the NWO until Bischoff took over.
By the way, I sat on a plane. I sat on a plane one time right across from Ted DiBiase.
That's awesome. Did you talk to him? Get a
minute or two? Yeah, that deep voice.
Everybody's got a price. All right, let me go out to this guy.
Damn it, Jim! What the hell is the matter with you?
You're a wrestling fan. Let's go out to Mr. Jim. Jim and OHIO. What's on your mind tonight? You're on with yours truly, along with my tag team partner in the world, Mr. Jason Powers. Go ahead, my friend.
Hey, did y'all see that NWO when I guess they had
we're talking wrestling now. I love it.
Yeah, they had Dennis Rodman in the NWO.
Yes, of course. He's in the Hall of Fame. I was looking forward to interviewing him at the last Expo, and he didn't show up. Him and William Shatner both canceled at the last minute, which sucked. Looking forward to interviewing him. He was great. Dennis Rodman was great as a wrestler. Him and Karl Malone, that was a good match. I'm sorry. Both of those basketball players, it's good. It's a good match. They did good, especially Rodman. Rodman could go. Rodman could definitely be a wrestler in this day and age. He had the character, he had the moves, he had the athleticism. He could do it. He could definitely do it.
I want to see Sable half naked. That's what I want to see.
Well, I think everybody did at that time, right? It was Sable, and then it was Sonny. Sonny in the WWE days before the demons got.
You believe they never had You believe they never, just what by sheer accident, never had a wardrobe malfunction where
never.
Never had a malfunction where something came off or something was just totally
crazy
in the wrong spot.
That's nuts. It's nuts to me. He had plenty of wardrobe malfunctions, you would think, with what they were wearing at that point. But yeah, good for them. Yeah, it was crazy back then. Attitude era. You got to love it. All right. What else, Jim?
I want to talk about my Buccaneers, but we're not going to talk about let's not talk about Baker Mayfield.
No, you don't want to talk about somebody said they're getting contract fatigue. Guys, I don't know what else I can do. Yeah. We talk about, Baker Mayfield. Talk about it.
While we got you and Powers together, let's talk about the pieces around Baker, about that.
Yeah.
About the tight end room?
Okay.
The running back room?
Let's talk about the tight end room. Let's start there because that was kind of identified by NFL.com.
Average at best.
As a weak spot. Now, I talked to former tight end Ken Dilger, who played for the Bucs and, played for the Colts. And he said, listen, what, Otten needs to do, they need to feed him the ball. He needs to take that next step, 70 to 75 receptions for that offense to go somewhere. That's according to him. And then if, knock on wood, if Cade Otton gets hurt, what do you have behind him? You look at the numbers here, Jason Powers, 2 catches for 17 yards combined for the tight ends that you have on this roster with Payne Durham and Devin Culp. I get it. You like Bauer Sharp. He could be a player that definitely works in this Zach Robinson scheme, but do you have to go out there with Jonnu Smith, who's a free agent out there?
They're not bringing anybody else in. I was not a fan of re-signing Otten, to be honest with you. Okay. I'd have loved to see them going in a different direction.
Even a Joko?
Yeah, I mean, just cheaper. Whether you draft somebody or you get a budget, a budget related, acquisition. Right. I didn't love giving Cade Otton 3 years and $35 million or whatever it was.
No.
I didn't love that. So because he's decent, good player, but he's not. He's not capable of catching 75 balls. That's the difference. He's not sure. Could you throw, 3-yard hook routes to him? Yeah, but you need somebody who can threaten the middle of between the hash marks. And I don't think he's quite that guy. I mean, you're going to live and die with these wideouts, I think, in the running back.
You definitely live and die. So that may be a weak spot. Again, Bauer Sharp, they're putting a lot of onus on him. I think that's the reason why they draft him, because they haven't been happy with the development of Culp and Payne Durham at this point. I think also, 2 years of 59 receptions, not bad, but only 1 touchdown. The last touchdown or the first touchdown is your last game of the year. I think that's more, indicative of the fact that you had to keep some of those tight ends in because of the flux or the influx of, your offensive line.
Say what you want. A lot of offenses are the tight end's the 3rd or 4th option.
Right.
This is not a tight end driven offense.
Right.
That Zach Robinson's running. It wasn't what Liam Cohen was running. It was wide receiver centric.
Yep.
When you have elite wide receivers, you scheme up those guys, and again, I think you're going to see more running back production in the passing game this year, which takes away throws from the tight end. So you better Ott needs to be a factor in the running game as a on the line blocker to help set the edge.
Go ahead, Jim.
What do you think about the running back room? Do you think what about our backup running back?
I mean, I like the running back room.
Yep, I agree.
Bucky Irving has to stay healthy, of course. That's the big time key
agree.
At this juncture. He's coming off shoulder surgery. Will he be able to return to the prominence that he had in 2024 as a rookie? Because he really has a lot of juice in that offense, and he adds it to the fan base. Fan base is screaming, Bucky, Bucky, Bucky. You get him out in space. You saw it last year, small sample size versus the Eagles, 70-yard catch and run. He's got to get better in the passing game, but Kenneth Gainwell being added, I definitely think that adds to your passing game. And I think Sean Tucker, there still is potential there. There's still intrigue. You saw some of the flashes of brilliance. That running game overall has to get better, and I think it will get better. And if it does get better, you start to take the pressure off of Baker Mayfield in this offense.
All right, one more thing. Who do you think is going to be our number one? I'm on the phone.
Who you talking to? Who's that? It's trying to get you out the phone there. Oh, you're your boss? Well, tell your boss you're on break. You're on the sports web there. Taking a break.
Don't be getting in trouble at work, Jim. Don't be getting canned like Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark.
Yeah, don't do that. Yes.
Powers, who do you think is going to be the number one receiver?
Go Powers.
I asked somebody else that.
I think in a perfect world, they would want Ibuka to be that guy. I think they'd want Godwin to be 2 and McMillan to be 3. And I think Godwin and McMillan are going to be pretty even. Say what you want about McMillan. That guy is smooth and he figures out ways to get open and he catches balls. So I think you could see an elevation of McMillan and Ibuka, and maybe even a step back from Godwin as maybe the third guy. Because I think McMillan and Ibuka are ultra talented.
I think it could be Chris Godwin Jr., right? He finally gets an opportunity to be a number one wide receiver. He's 2 years removed from an injury.
He ain't the number one, Peter.
He may not be, but
perfect two.
Maybe the number one wide receiver. I think you're right, though. I think Ibuka will turn out to be the number one, but I would not sleep on Chris Godwin Jr. And a lot of people are. They're saying, again.
Here's what there won't be this year that were in other years. But I don't think the ball is going to get force-fed to anybody like it used to with Evans, especially in the red zone. That's where in the red zone we got in a little trouble because we would try to force-feed Mike the ball, and he had a great matchup many times. So I think it's going to be if you're smart here, if you're Baker, throw to the open guy.
That's it. Throw to the open guy, and plenty of those guys are out there. Again, Ibuka, Chris Godwin Jr., McMillan. He may be the number one wide receiver. Tez Johnson, 6 touchdowns last year, can stretch the field. And the unknown and Ted Hurst.
Yeah.
That may be
a developmental player, we think.
That may be the strongest unit on this team, not the offensive line or the defensive line. As crazy as that sounds. Jim, anything else? Don't get in trouble at work, all right, my friend?
Oh, no, we all right. Do you think we shore up that offensive line for this year?
I think you already have. You just got to shore it up. You shored it up with the you
got your starters back. Malk and Bredesen, Barton, Gedeke, and Wirfs. That's top 10 in the league, bro. Say what you want. If they stay healthy, that's a top 6, 7 offensive line in the league, I think.
And then Billy Stroud. Billy Stroud to me is a guy that if one of those guards gets hurt, which they had happened last year, could come in and listen. He was a talented player at Notre Dame before he had the injury situation, so he may be called into action. I feel better about him than I feel about Michael Jordan. How about that?
Yeah, and they like the Chukwu guy, the swing tackle. He's probably going to be your swing tackle.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. Chukwuemeka. Yes, Chumbawamba, Chukwuemeka.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Priest dropping 1997 on you. Go ahead.
I think our defense is good, man. We could win some games at the beginning of the year.
I agree. Why is the negativity with this Bucs team? I try to, keep the negativity out. It's just like, oh, so much negativity. And then Todd Bowles. So many fans hate Todd Bowles. All right, Jim, appreciate you.
Peter Blake, I ain't the one with that negative stuff. All right, later.
I know, man. Later. Use the second call. I agree with you on that. I agree. All right. Lots of good comments here. I'm going to read them and I'm going to get you the hell out of here because you've been doing a great job. But we usually go 30 to 45 minutes, but it's been good
man.
content,
Keep
man.
the calls up, man.
Ron, Big Peter Blake, Jason Powers.
There you go, Ron.
Bucs. Brent, what's up, Peter and Jason? What's up, Michael Bling? Is it Michael Bing? Michael Bing, excuse me. Baker was the reason the receivers were out. I'm not saying the reason the receivers were out. I think you're talking about Teddy Bridgewater with Jalen McMillan. I don't think the receivers are out because of Baker Mayfield. They're out because you can't deal with a hamstring. You're out because you get tackled by somebody when the game is nearly over with. That's not on Baker Mayfield. Sports Break Media, Jason, I agree. Brent, if Baker gets his contract, ain't no more excuses. The bar has to be raised up. You agree with that, Jason?
Of course.
All right. Let's go out to Brent again. Give Josh Allen, Mike Evans gobble. We win 11 games or more with this team. Please stop comparing Baker to Josh Allen. We compare the numbers. Mike Evans hasn't been able to stay healthy the last couple of years.
Peter. I disagree with you on that one, boss.
Well, Mike Evans.
There ain't a GM in the league. There's not a G, and Jason Light included, that if they had a choice of Josh Allen or Baker Mayfield, there ain't a GM or head coach in the league that would say, I'll take Baker Mayfield. I'm sorry. I love Baker, but you have to call a spade, bro.
I love how he galvanizes that locker room. I love how the locker room plays for him. There's not one player that talks bad about him. And people want to say, well, the reason why Mike Evans left because of maybe Baker Mayfield, that's ridiculous. Baker Mayfield's trying to get him the ball, force feed him the ball. Maybe make the offense worse, like you said, because you're trying to force feed him the ball and get him the record. I'm all about history. Love Mike Evans. Love the mismatch. But that also hurts your offense. We also seen the same thing with Jameis Winston when Mike Evans was here trying to force feed the ball all the time. Now you have other options. But I get it. I understand it. He gets his contract. He has to be able to close out games. The ball is in his name. You also have to have a defense, Brent, that can close out games too. It's not just on the quarterback. Because if your quarterback's on the field – and your defense or your team has the lead, you're not asking your quarterback at that time to go and get a fourth quarter comeback. You shouldn't have to. You have to live like this all the time. This is the problem with Bucs fans. You think that it's okay to live like that, and when you live like that, you were able to live like that in the first half. We weren't able to do that in the second half. Todd Bowles talked about that. When you got to lead your defense has to close it down, which is what they haven't been able to do the last couple of years. You guys look over that, and that's BS because you guys don't know Bucs ball. Because you guys know Bucs ball, if you got the lead, your defense has to close it down, period.
It's a different NFL, brother. The odds of teams holding offenses down, good offenses down in this day and age of the way football is officiated, how it's legislated, it's as much as we all want to go back to the glory days of Sapp and Brooks and all those guys.
Right.
Those days, there ain't many defenses in the NFL that are doing that. I don't care. The best of the best are not doing that on a regular basis.
It's kind of naive to think every time you're down in the fourth quarter that you have to have a quarterback that wins you a fourth quarter comeback. Sometimes you got to win. I agree. Sometimes defense is able to stop them. Your defense is giving up 28 points a game. Of course, your offense is going to have to do more. Of course, there's going to be more chances that are going to be taken, and that's why you're going to have the turnover situation. So again, this whole closeout games, he did it in the first half, and you look over at Brent and say it didn't matter.
But he didn't do it at the end when they had to have it. They had to have it.
In the second half, though, he was definitely hurt more than he was in the first half.
You're giving him stop giving him an excuse. If you play, you're not hurt.
But
if
also,
you play,
okay,
you can't use that as a crutch. Just like you can't use it as a crutch if he plays well. You can't say, well, he played great and he was hurt. Just imagine if he wasn't hurt.
But can you imagine if your defense is able to stop 3rd and 28 or 4th and 14?
I'm not disputing that one. That one in particular, I'm not disputing.
Okay.
But you can't say, well, he was great in the first half of the year, but the second half of the year when he wasn't great, because he was hurt.
Well, I think also, again, that's on Baker Mayfield. He knows he has to play better, and we wouldn't be having this conversation if you're right, if he did close out some of those games in the second half. No doubt about it. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Give Baker, the Buffalo Bills, number 1 rushing offense. We win 11 games or more with this team. He's right. Because you look at 2024, when he has 41 touchdowns and 16 interceptions, you have one of the top rushing efforts You take the pressure off of him, and you become a better team. I believe they were a 10-win team that year. Peter, stop comparing Allen to Mayfield. Baker has been more consistent passer in the last 3 years. That's true. Brent, Davey, please stop. Baker is on his sport. Doesn't matter if he's on his sport team. Stop with the 14 garbage. The last 3 years, he's been one of the top quarterbacks in the league statistically. Whether you like it or not, that is a fact, Brent. Get over it.
Then why didn't the GMs put him in the top 10 then?
I don't understand it. I think there is some personal.
No, Peter.
Come on. You don't think the GMs have some personal to axes to grind?
With why Baker Mayfield? What axe to grind with Baker Mayfield?
I mean, Baker Mayfield is brash. Baker Mayfield came in the league as a number one pick. Baker Mayfield, some GMs and owners didn't even think he should be a number one pick because he was grabbing his junk at Oklahoma. Ron, Bucs, Marine, go ahead, my friend. Use your second call here. Welcome to the Evolution. Peter Mayfield. I'm getting called Peter Mayfield here. It's ridiculous because I defend the quarterback.
Is Jay Powers still with us?
He is still with us, yes.
Hey, man, I just wanted to give a shout-out because I don't know if anyone remembers that, but Mr. Jay Powers was a fellow alumni with my man Derek Brooks, Warwick Dunn, and he was a Florida State Seminole. I don't mean just a Seminole student, but he actually played. He was a Florida State Seminole football player.
He was. He absolutely was.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that, Ron.
Yeah, brother. I just want to. All I want to say, Pete, and I'll get off. I want to reiterate because I don't know if Curtis kind of misheard me, but I was agreeing with you. I wasn't putting the blame. I mean, the defense really shut down last year too and cost us games, and that's why I blame Todd Bowles because every year we seem to go into this 3 or 4 game losing streak, and it's inexcusable. Something's going on.
I agree.
Whatever it may be, but it's still a team sport, so the players have to do it. So all around, it's a team effort. So it's hard to you can't blame one person on any spectacle of the game. But that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to make sure that to clarify that I wasn't putting the blame on Baker. He was hurt. He was playing with really bad injuries, and the defense wasn't good. They let games go. Granted, did we lose to bad teams, third-string quarterbacks? Yes, we did.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for that.
Yeah.
We're going to have to get it together. I think this is going to be the telltale year. If there's no injuries, there's going to be injuries on the line and the running game's there, then we'll see how elite Baker is. He's got it in him. Let's go, boys. Let's do it. All right, guys. Just wanted to say that, guys. God bless and good night, Pete and Jay Powers.
All right, man.
Ron, you're the man, buddy.
Rah.
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, love it. Good stuff there. Open phone line 727.
Last question for you, Peter, before I get out of here.
Let's go for it.
What's the position battle you're going to be most intrigued by in the preseason? Is it linebacker? Is it second corner? Is it slot corner? Give me the one that's
2 positions. Wide receiver, because I want to see who the number.
We know who the top 3 are there,
but who's the number 1? Who's going to be the number 1 wide receiver?
I'm talking about starting players. Starting 11s.
Okay, I would go with corner, outside corner. Is it going to be Jacob Parrish? Is he going to get the outside opportunities there, like Todd Bowles wants to put it? Yeah. Is that a good thing to do? Keontae Scott, you switch him to the nickel slot situation. Right. Is that good? Benjamin Morrison. Where does Benjamin Morrison, figure in this whole equation? Yeah. So I think it's Morrison versus Parrish, and then how Keontae Scott fits in to the secondary.
And how about linebacker with Roseboom, Dennis, and that crew? I mean, we know Anzalone is going to be a guy starter there, but who's the other guy next to Anzalone?
Do you go with Josiah Trotter? Does he come in right away? Talk to Hardy Nickerson. He believes he'll be able to catch on to it because of his father. A lot of people say that. A lot of people also have questions and comparing him to Devin White in the case of he's not necessarily great in coverage, right? So you had a problem with that with Sebastian Dennis.
Yes.
122 rating when it comes to passer rating when quarterbacks are passing against them. Again, I always say this: the Atlantic Ocean is wide open. Atlanta Falcon tight ends, Kyle Pitts, earned his contract extension. Should send a Christmas card to Todd Bowles and his defense because he got the contract extension running down the middle, wide receivers running down the middle. So it'll be interesting to see if Trotter starts right away. Is it Roseboom? He also had one of the lowest grades when it came to pass coverage, also missed tackles last year.
Right.
I think they may go with Alex Anzalone, and from the get, they're going to go with Trotter. They're going to throw him right in there. That's why you draft him second round. You throw him in there just knowing, and I get it, Todd Bowles' defense is complicated, but they feel like he can catch on to it. He's intelligent enough. He knows the game. He's athletic enough. I think it's a big time. So those are the battles right there. Cornerback, linebacker. And again, I know they're starters, but I still am curious to see who the number one wide receiver on this team is. Is it Chris Godwin Jr.? Is it Emeka Egbuka, or is it Jalen McMillan? Jason, I appreciate the time. Go ahead and promote yourself here on the Evolution, my friend.
I appreciate you. Just check us out. Check out Powers on Sports podcast. I do Press Box Radio, the Press Box Radio show Tuesdays and Thursday mornings. Pressboxradio.com is where you can listen to it live and on demand. We talk. I was at SEC Media Day today. We talk a lot of football, Southeastern Conference, NFL, college. Do that, and then check us out on Spectrum Sports 360. I'll be on I believe it's going to be Friday or Saturday night this week. I was on last night. But we're gonna be on one more time this week, and so check out the I'm a contributor on Spectrum Sports 360, man.
Yeah, well, listen, you need to check that out, and he's on here on Wednesday nights. This is his segment now. Me and him on a Wednesday. What we're doing. One more call. You want one more call? Somebody wants to call?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Right, let's go out to Eric. Eric, welcome to the Evolution. How do you start off the show?
Up, buddy?
What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Man, bring the nonsense.
Don't bring any nonsense. That's right, Eric. Don't bring any nonsense, especially your nonsense the other night there, saying the Rays are over and they should blow it up after getting swept by the Red Sox.
Man, I guess they heard me.
I guess they did, Eric. Or it's just baseball, and it comes down to ebbs and flows, right?
They better make a big trade. I'm going to tell you this. I know we haven't talked Rays tonight.
Yes.
If they sit on their hands at the trade deadline and don't go bring in a big player, i.e., it could be a Scooble, it could be somebody else. I don't want to see a middle reliever from Kansas City coming over here. They better go for it here, or that ownership group's going to take a big hit with the public.
Well, I think they're going to take a big move here. I just,
Theo
Gillen, if he's in that, go ahead, Eric. Sorry,
I'm going to be upset if we get nobody. I'm going to be mad.
You're going to be mad? You're going to say blow it up again?
If we stay put. But I think the Rays need to go all in this year.
I agree. Go for it. Go for it one time, bro.
All right, Eric, I appreciate the call. You got another one here.
This?
Yes.
We should trade Craig. Craig can go. Pitcher for Craig. He can go.
Kimbrel?
It's a couple kids can go off this team we could trade.
All right, Eric.
Craig Kimbrel. Yeah,
I can tell you who can go. Craig can go. Chris can go. Walls can go. Cole can go.
You're getting rid of Walls? He's your best defensive shortstop. Oh, come on now, Eric. Come on. Get out of here with that. Eric, you're insane.
That's a trade chip. You can get himself a big player for that.
You give up your defense for that. What do you
He needs to be a reserve. He needs to be an end of the game substitution is what he needs to be. His offensive production is horrendous.
It's terrible, but defensively, he's one of the best in the game. They value defense. I'm not saying I'm not disagreeing with you on that. All right, Eric, appreciate the call as always. All right.
I would take Trout for that or Miller for Walls.
For Trout. Well, I don't see in a perfect world there, Eric. And you're probably playing too many video games, thinking that you can trade Taylor Walls for Mike Trout. Come on, Eric. You got to trade a little bit more than that.
He's a Pro Bowler. He's a Hall of Famer, potential Hall of Famer.
He also can't stay healthy, and he's also got a big-time salary. But you're not going to just trade Walls for him. Come on,
Ray's got a new owner. Looking for Winnell Peace. There you go.
Yeah. All right.
Big-time hitter.
All right, Eric. Appreciate you.
But just imagine Junior next to Mike Trout, Diaz. Oh my God!
Yeah, Mike Trout for Walls. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I appreciate you, Eric, as always. Thanks a lot. Yeah, there you go. Mike Trout for Walls. That's
again. This front office and this ownership group better go make a move. Probably for a bat, but you could also use another pitcher too.
I agree. I definitely agree. All right, Jason Powers on Sports Podcast. We appreciate the time here on the Evolution on a Happy Hump Day edition. All right.
Okay, when are we gonna go get some? When are we gonna go get some nachos, man?
Bro, I'm good. I'm good with it. You know me. I'm making money right now at the job, so I'll pay for it. I'm good with it. Let's do it.
All right, buddy, you got it.
Later. All right, get up with me. I got you, man. Stay out of the strip clubs too.
That's your department with the Tesla, man.
Not me, bro. I'm too busy trying to make money to listen. You go to a strip club, you'll lose money. I'm trying to save money. They're trying to spin that. I'm trying to invest that. I'm trying to save that.
They're trying to back that thing up on you is what they're trying to do.
Trying to back their thing on my wallet. Take my wallet and money. Not happening. All right.
All right, buddy. See you.
Oh, it's all right. Get out of here. Good stuff. That's great. All right. Open phone line 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. All right. I'll read the comments. I'll try not to talk so much about Baker Mayfield and the contract situation. But listen, this is what you want to talk about. It's the main story. He's a franchise quarterback, whether you like it or not, Bucs fans. Okay. And listen, you don't want that distraction going into 2026. You just don't want that. So if you guys are tired of talking about Baker Mayfield and the contract situation, change the subject, call in or chime in. Facebook stars are open, YouTube super chat, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Just saying. If you want to change the subject, change the subject. Don't complain about it. I mean, this is commercial free, which, by the way, you know what? Let's go ahead and hit a commercial because I need to rest my voice. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about what else we're getting into here and the final edition of the evolution of sports talk television on a Wednesday night. Up the Block Barbershop. You don't have to go far. It's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 Moog Road in Holiday, Florida. Whether it's a haircut, a beard trim, a fade, they got you covered. Go see my favorite barber, Ricky, and all the great barbers there at Up the Block Barbershop. Tell them the Rolex reporter, Peter Blake, sent you again. It's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 Moog Road. Let's go out to the phone lines. Broadway, you're on the evolution of sports talk television live here at Raymond James Stadium after your Bucs fall to 6-3. Go. All right, so there you go. I'm drinking right now some Circle water. It's called Circle, and the great thing about this is, and I'm not a brand ambassador, but I'm standing behind this. Is first, it's water. Second, they got these little cartridges, right? I got apple, Honey Crisp apple. It's got a lot of flavor to it, but the great thing about this is if you look at that camera right there, you can switch it up. So it could be sweet, it could be sour. You don't have to have a lot of flavor. It's really good. So this is what I'm sipping on right now. It's called Circle Water here on the Evolution. Tell them the Rolex reporter sent you. Now, if that wasn't enough, I am a brand ambassador for this right here. It's Deutsch Snacking Dough, healthy alternative. And I'll go ahead and open this up really quick there we go. See, how about that? My muscles are working. If you take a look, it's snacking dough. And it looks like, cookie dough at this point. And you can either eat it out of the canister or you can bake it. I told you about baking. I'm not a baker, right? We talk Baker Mayfield, but I'm not a baker, so I'm not going to bake this. But the flavor is WTF Fudge Brownie Deutsch Snacking Dough. Tell them the Rolex reporter, Peter Blake, sent you. It's great stuff there. I'll put my link there in the box. Great price. Healthy alternative. Not a lot of sugar. Right, you want to have the summer body, get healthy, stay away from the sugar and sweets. I like sugar and sweets all day long. But again, this is a healthy alternative. Deutsch Snacking Dough there. WTF Fudge Brownie. All right, enough advertisements at this point. That's all I got, after an hour and 30 minutes. All right, Baker still leads the team and batted balls. Is that his fault or is that the fault of the offensive line not getting the penetration up front? We continue to go back and forth on this. I know how you feel about him, Brent. I know that you think he's a short quarterback. I don't care what kind of quarterback you got, how tall he is or how big he is. If you're getting penetration from your defensive line, they're going to be able to get that penetration on your offensive line. They're going to be able to bat some balls down. I hate fantasy football. Child of Israel, Peter Mayfield, Jason Powers. Appreciate you. Thanks a lot for tuning in. You know what? With your nonsensical garbage that you throw out there, Child of Israel, this is what you get for that. This is what you get for that.
This guy sucks.
This is what you get for that. This is what you get for that.
F you, F you, F you, and F you. Peace out. I'm going to go have a Guinness.
This is what you get for that.
That's good enough to suck right there.
There it is right there. Bro, stop cutting off everybody. Am I cutting off everybody? I hope I'm not. I don't know if he's talking to Jason. I don't think that Jason could hear Curtis at the time. I know that was going on. So, yeah, but I appreciate you tuning in there. Space Windu 3824 on YouTube. YouTube Super Chats are open if you love the content. Give to the content. Josh Allen is in the Bills offense. Great. Again, compared the numbers, the last 3 years, I'm a broken record. Baker Mayfield has better numbers. So what's your point? If your point of contention, Bucs fans, is the reason why you're not paying Baker Mayfield a contract extension because he has not won a Super Bowl, guess what? The players that are in front of him getting paid have not won a Super Bowl either, besides maybe Mahomes and Hurts, right? Josh Allen hasn't won one. Lamar Jackson hasn't won. I'm just going to point it out. I'm keeping the same energy. And if you're not going to have the injury excuse when it comes to Baker Mayfield, don't do the same thing with Josh Allen. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. And somebody has contacted me saying we can't see. It's because you're watching it on the laptop probably. You got to watch on the cell phone. It's Instagram Live. If you don't like it, and I don't know why Instagram Live does that. They crop it out or something. It's so stupid. For some reason, they do that. But we're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube and Twitter and all those other social. StreamYard's got to fix that crap. They got to fix it. So that's not on me. My camera's fine. It's working. It's just you're probably watching on your laptop and not your cell phone. If you watch on your cell phone, you'll probably see it. That's how they do it. They only give you one option. And again, StreamYard needs to change it. It's stupid. It's completely stupid and it needs to be changed and it's nonsensical. And it's the second time I've said that tonight. And probably won't be the last time I say it tonight. I wasn't getting on blaming Baker, Curtis, so listening comprehension skills are important. Baker, okay, we like that. Again, though, Child of Israel, who is the replacement as you continue to troll here on the show?
Oh, my God, who the hell cares?
Let's go out to Ron again. Agree. Brent says, I don't know Baker, not like him. Dave, Brent, you're the only one that is high on drugs on here. Baker passer rating 94.6, Allen 92.2 in 2023. Baker 106.8 to Allen 101.4 in 2024. Pure facts, lay off the crack. Oh, wow. Jeremy, everyone, Shadow is here. How you doing, Shadow, there?
Oh, yeah.
I believe from South Dakota, all the way from South Dakota. Love that. We had Ohio, South Dakota. Baker gets excuses when he chokes. Josh Allen has won more playoff wins than Baker, and that's a fact. It's also a fact that he has more turnovers in the playoffs and just got a coach fired. So can we go ahead and mention that too, Brent, while you're at it? Can we mention that? Okay. Thank you, sir. Current caller means a lot to me, brother. Brent, CJ Stroud has more playoff wins. He's a terrible quarterback. CJ Stroud is a terrible quarterback right now. Do you see what he did against the New England Patriots? You want that quarterback? That's who you want? Wow. Terrible choice. Terrible choice. 9 rookies coming out this year, and you don't know any of them, and more than likely 9 rookies are not going to be there because the Bucs are going to be too good to get one of those 9 rookies. Chris Cole, Gainwell will be on special teams or returning kicks. That's certainly possible. Chris, Sean Tucker is a better running back. Baker gets as much money as he can get, bro. Get your money. There you go. Baker is the better passer over the last 3 years as far as passing yards, passing touchdowns, completion percentage. King Cook, Baker has a history of Bucs have a history of overpaying. Baker will get overpaid. We all know this. Overpaying for what? Tell me what the Bucs have a history of overpaying for who? Who are you overpaying for? This whole thing again of somebody overpaying for somebody is nonsense. First, if a team feels like you're worth what you're worth, then that's what you're worth. Period. Okay? Second, if you are comparable to the quarterbacks that are in front of you getting paid, and you have the same type of statistics the last 3 years with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, what are we talking about overpaying? It is the market. It is inflation, kids. This happens all the time. It happens every year. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Thank you, Jason. Brent, Sam Darnold took his job in Carolina. What does that mean? Sam Darnold had to go to a couple teams. He left the Minnesota Vikings after having 14 wins. How did that work out? That could happen again, Brent. That's what you want to happen. He has success with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers being Baker Mayfield. He goes somewhere, wins a Super Bowl, and what do you say? Oh, we should have kept him. We should have kept Baker Mayfield. We should have kept him. We didn't keep him. I know it's going to happen. I know it's coming. I do. I know it's coming. Let's see here. Sun Devil Dave, 2025 season. Sam Darnold signed a 3-year, $100 million contract with Seattle Seahawks. The Bills' offense is ran through Josh Allen. Okay, that's maybe that's not necessarily true because he had the number one rushing attack last year with James Cook. But again, you failed to mention that. You want to put the onus on one player and not say that he has pieces around him that make him the good and great player he is. Josh Allen played with a broken foot. Don't get excuses, and they won 13 games in second-round playoffs. I don't care. I'm tired of hearing about the excuses with you. You don't want to give the same love and energy to Baker Mayfield. Screw you and your injuries. These guys win Baker Mayfield garbage time yards. Okay, everything Baker Mayfield does is garbage time. I don't even know if I want to talk to you about it anymore. Baker has a different OC every year. I don't see how Josh or Pat are going through that. Bingo! Comment of the night. Let me go back to it. Nicholas, you get it. You understand it. Welcome to the party, pal. You understand it. Baker has a different offensive coordinator every year. Whether that's the fault of the Bucs or not, that has happened in Baker's career, throughout his career. That's the difference. Put it out there as an excuse all you want to, but there are plenty of quarterbacks that you can substantiate this fact. When you have a young quarterback, you're trying to develop that young quarterback, even though Baker's 31 years old. When you have a quarterback, you want to have a consistent offensive coordinator, consistent coaching, consistent organizational development. We learned it from Dante Culpepper. He played in the league. I asked him months ago at the Expo, which will be there September 19th at the Florida State Fairgrounds. He said it best. Why were you successful when you came in? The organization, the coaching, what they put around me. It's not one friggin' player. Stop with the one friggin' player crap. You want one player crap? Go to the NBA. Go watch isolation basketball until your head can explode. Go watch LeBron James try to make a decision and can't make a decision. Ridiculous. Still has not made a decision. My point is Josh Allen still won more games because he had a better team around him. Can't you see that? No, of course you don't want to see that. Me too. Let's go out to Brent. Baker plays like he did last year, then what? I don't know. Are you a fortune teller? Do you have the lottery numbers? If you have the fortune teller, you have the lottery numbers, let me know. We'll win the lottery together. We'll do it. We'll make all kinds of bets, over, under. I'm telling you right now, if I'm a Bucs fan, you're a betting man. I'm not really a betting man, but I'm kind of a betting man at this point. 8.5, I'm taking the over. I think the Bucs team is a lot better than 8.5 wins. Book it. Book it, baby. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Good stuff. Sun Devil Dave. Always good stuff. Sun Devil Dave says, Allen was paid $30 million more than Baker. Won 9 more regular season games over the last 3 years. Congrats. They both had the same number of Super Bowl appearances. 0. Not mentioned. Never mentioned. I don't understand it. It's never mentioned. I don't know why. It doesn't fit the narrative. Josh Allen, number 1 rated quarterback. Why? Because he liked the way he looks as a quarterback. You like what he brings to the party. You like all the throws he can make. What is it? Because I'm telling you what it is. It's subjective at this point because you look at the numbers overall the last 3 years, Baker Mayfield is a better quarterback, period. I'm not making this up. You know, this ain't Spanish or this foreign language or something I don't know. 2 years of high school Spanish, only knows 6 words. True story. It's not that. Trust me. Allen contributed greatly to the Bills' number 1 rushing offense, but give some credit to Cook and the offensive line and the coach for keeping defenses off balance. Bingo. I like to troll, but yes, I put Josh Allen as the best overall offensive player in the league. My issue is that if he has made $180 million over the last 3 years, he needs to win a Super Bowl, which he has not. Hurts is going to be good. Hurts. Levante David told you what he thinks about Jalen Hurts. He told you what the whole team thinks about Jalen Hurts, how they didn't even game plan for him. Who did they game plan for? Saquon Barkley. They game plan for the defense. They didn't even game plan for Jalen Hurts. I hope so. I like Hurts. He was second-round pick, gone 1-1 in Super Bowls. Ken Cook. Josh Allen, most overrated. He's good, but they glaze him way too hard. He is nowhere close to Patty Mahomes. Period. That's the best offensive player, period, who didn't even make the playoffs last year. Bucs are to want him gone. They want the whole coaching staff and everybody fired because they didn't make the playoffs. Tampa Bay Buccaneers for life, 54. Love it. Lamar, the Creamsicle is back. We didn't get a chance to talk about that. That was a big-time story coming in. Bucs are bringing back the 1976 white and Creamsicle. We're wearing Creamsicle tonight here, representing the sports web there. My guy, Travis Meserole, doing great work there. Rolex reporter, my bad. You can see it right there. Doing great work. Sports web logo. Got to love it. So rocking the Creamsicle tonight. But they're bringing back those uniforms against the Chargers. Looks like, what is it, December 6th? Against the Chargers. What do you guys think of that? I know that there were some people anticipating them bringing back the pewter uniforms, all pewter, but it looks like they're bringing back the 76 one for that one game. So what do you guys think? Put those comments in the box. Facebook stars are open. YouTube super chats. If you like the content, give to the content. Chris Cole, Eric, you would have to give up JR or Simpson for a player like Trout. Agree. You're not going to just give up Walls. Why is it that, Pete, every year we go in a bad losing streak, it has to fall on coaching somewhere? Yeah, I definitely think it falls on Todd Bowles, and he knows that. I think it's also fair to say that if we're looking at it from the standpoint of your defense has been struggling the last couple of years, what weapons have you had defensively? We would have to agree that you like what they have on paper right now. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be able to translate in 2026, but there's a lot more talent there. Jason Licht took the initiative, right? Does a great job, but he took the initiative this year to go out there, stockpile this defensive line, give him depth in case you have those major injuries. Now you have Yaya Diaby, and you have Ruben Bain Jr., and you have a Vita Vea and Elijah Roberts and DeMonte Capehart. And you have, Anthony Nelson backing up, and you have David Walker. They have a plethora of defensive players. You feel good about it. There's an energy to it. I said special. Maybe that's an overly used word, but I like what they got going on here. I like the rotation, right? It's all about rotation, kids. Rotation, rotation, rotation. That's not a drug reference. That is a defensive line reference. To where if you have that rotation with your defense and they can get after the quarterback, that's what you want. That's what you have to have, especially in the hot weather down here in Tampa. So I think that's a part of it too. Whether that's an excuse or not, it's a true fact. I mean, what did you have? You had Hassan Reddick, who was a man on a milk carton. You lose Kalijah Kancey. You're not the same defensive line. That's the biggest key to me. If Kalijah Kancey can stay healthy, they're different defensive line. Look back a couple of years ago. Turn on the tape. Look at what Kancey can do. Look at what kind of havoc and penetration he can cause and how much he frees up on that defensive line. We talked to Des Walker, who's defensive pass rushing guru, specialist, worked with Yaya Diaby. He said it best. He's only a couple of moves away from being a 10-sack guy. He was a 7-sack guy last year. 3 more sacks, double-digit. That's where you got to get to. Can Ruben Bain Jr. come in and make such an impact that it takes the pressure off of Yaya Diaby? Because Diaby was a marked man last year. He's getting double-teamed. You're double-teaming, Vita Vea. You're double-teaming Yaya Diaby. And then who else is stepping up and winning their one-on-one matchups? No one. Zero. Nobody's winning anything. That's why you didn't have the pass rush. That's why your defense was so bad. I believe that. It's all I don't care what anybody says. Quarterback league, nonsense. Yeah, it's a quarterback league. Yes, you got to win with offense. You also got to win with defense. And it starts up front. You got to rush the passer. It takes the pressure off of your back end, your linebackers, your corners, your safeties. If you're not doing that, you're leaving them out to dry. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. TikTok is starting to warm up here. We got 7 people watching. Had more people watching the other night. I don't know what's going on with Instagram Live. We got nobody showing people watching, and then people are telling me you can't see it. I know. Again, that's Instagram. Again, changed platforms. You got plenty of platforms out there. YouTube, like and subscribe to the Sports Web. Go there. Of course, every day if you want more Bucs content and you want to be able to leave comments without me responding until Friday, Bucs latest, every day, Bucs fans, daily Tampa Bay Buccaneer content. Who's doing that? The big boys, Peter Rapport, Joe Bucs fan, they do great work. I love it. I love what they do. I'm trying to be on that level. And how we get on that level, Bucs fans, you like and subscribe to Bucs Latest. That's your test tonight, Bucs fans. They are part of the Fan Arch Network right there. So there it is. All right. So we'll get out of there for a moment, and we'll go back to the comments. Just want to hear your feedback on this consistent losing streaks. Aren't most after the bye? Yeah, it definitely was disappointing last year, whether it was, having injury players, going through the walkthroughs, a mindset. That's the reason why you have a mass exodus in the first place, Marine, where you get rid of some of these players. We get rid of a guy like a Jamel Dean who's jogging, right? Joe Bucs fan, our friends there, they pointed out, jogging Jamel Dean, people up in arm. Jamel Dean's a loss. No, he's not. That's the reason why you get rid of a player like that. He's a part of that collection of abysmal football last year, especially in that second half, with a veteran like that not being able to step up, jogging, loafing like a pound of bread, like a not a pound of bread. It's getting late. Like a bread, just loafing, not tackling, jogging. Enough players like that. That's the reason why you make those upgrades in the first place in the offseason. Fans getting all of, well, the player doesn't want to be here anymore. Why are we getting rid of all these players? You're 8-9. You want to keep some of these players? Why? You're 8-9. Change it up. Get players in here that got passion. Get players in here like Yaya Diaby said in the offseason. They got juice. Bring the juice, baby. Go back to John Gruden. Bring the juice. Bring the juice on this show. Somebody bring me some juice. Let me get this drink here. It's not an alcoholic drink, by the way. It's Circle Water right there. Circle Water. Go ahead and get it. Go ahead and make sure you can change the flavor. Little sweet, little tangy here. The best flavor, I think, it's Honey Crisp Apple by far. It's the best. Oh, you don't drink enough water, Peter. There you go. Circle Water. All right. We overpaid for Darrelle Revis. That's just one name of many. Stop it, Peter. You don't overpay for Darrelle Revis. You didn't use him right. He was coming off an injury, and the greatness of Greg Schiano used him in zone. You didn't overpay for Darrelle Revis. You thought at the time that you were ready to compete. You gave up a couple first-round picks. I think you gave up a first-round pick at that point, which turned into Sheldon Richard. I don't think you overpaid. Keyshawn Johnson, you can say you overpaid for that, 2 first-round picks. But he came in and, he made some – he wasn't the biggest move, but he definitely helped the offense out. He wasn't the guy. Bert Emanuel, think about drafts and trades. They tried. I get it. They tried to go out and make moves. Overpaying, though, I don't know about overpaying. Listen, in their history – and in a lot of people's history, when it comes to bad teams, they have to overpay because they're bad. That's how you attract free agents in the first place. So, is it a fair assessment to say that the Bucs in their years that they had a lot of bad management, they had to overpay? Yes, of course. You know why? Because you have to attract those players. You have to attract those good players. You have to overpay. Darrelle Revis doesn't overpay to me. Baker won a Super Bowl. Let's see first before we play hypothetical games. Josh Allen won a Super Bowl. Let's play that hypothetical game. We love the message done by NFL Choice. Let's go Bucs. Let's go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Stop. Wait up.
Let's go Bucs.
It's exciting.
Let's go Bucs.
Fire the cannon.
Let's go Bucs. All right, let's go out to Jim here. Jim.
Damn it, Jim. What the hell is the matter with you?
Using your second call there from OHIO at work. What's on your mind tonight, boss?
You got to tell Circle Water to cut you the check, man. That's free advertising, man.
I'm telling you, man. I'm gonna send that out there. I love it. Honey Crisp Apple. If you want to drink some water, again, you want a healthy alternative. We're all about being healthy here on the Sports Web. Even though I like my fair share of pizza. I was talking about today. Buying smart financial. Well, Hungry Howie's. So you like it at Hungry Howie's? You got a Hungry Howie's butter
a lot
cheese
of people
crust.
don't know about Hungry Howie's.
Well,
Luckily,
I love
didn't
Hungry
live in Florida
Howie's.
for a
People
while.
make fun of me. You know, you got pizza snobs. You got your Chicago pizza snobs who think their pizza is the best. You got your New York pizza snobs who they think their pizza is the best. And I'm sitting here in Florida because I'm from here. I've been here all my life, and I'm like, Hungry Howie's Pizza, give me it or give me death. I love and probably will have death here eventually if I eat enough Hungry Howie's Pizza with all the grease and saturated fat. But I love that whole food goodness, if you will, when it comes
You
to.
gotta explain Hungry Howie's to people that don't live in Florida. It's like Little Caesars, but in Florida only.
I think it's a lot better, though. I think it's a lot better than Little
Think it's
Caesars.
better? Okay.
Well, bacon and pepperoni with butter cheese
Really?
crust. Yeah.
The what? Butter cheese crust.
Butter cheese crust, buddy.
Oh,
butter
that sounds
cheese
like
crust.
that sounds like my stomach bubbling.
Yeah, well, get your stomach bubbling because you can eat 4 or 5 pizzas. That I love Pizza Hut, but the thing is they make it so filling you can only eat 2 pieces. So it's no fun. Like you have leftovers, but you can only eat 2 pieces on the setting. For Hungry Howie's, I can get 4 or 5 pieces, and then I start looking at my stomach, and I'm like, God, am I having a baby at this point? Is he going to be a soccer player? Because you kind of get like a little bloated. But I love that Hungry Howie's pizza. I love the butter cheese crust and the bacon and pepperoni. Give me that again. Give me that pizza.
I haven't had Hungry Howie's in forever.
Well, there you go. That's on your to-do list right now on the sports web. Another advertisement. I don't have Hungry Howie's as a sponsor, but I would say if you're going to go for pizza, go for Hungry Howie's. There you go.
All right. I'm not mad at you. I used to eat it, but I haven't had it in forever.
How much did you eat of it? That's the next question.
It was enough.
Well, there you go. We got a personal trainer here. The trainer
let's
Mike
put it
is
this
watching.
way, probably too much.
Probably is too much. Altogether. That's why you only eat it, 1 day a week. I had Thornton's pizza. Love Thornton's. But it didn't agree with me. Let's just say that. So we're not going to have Thornton's pizza for a little bit until my stomach settles down. And we'll leave it at that.
I never heard of that one, Thornton's.
Yeah, Thornton at a gas station over there on West Hillsboro.
Well, no wonder your stomach hurting.
It was good pizza. I mean, it's 2 for $6, and you get a drink with it, too. You get a free Pepsi. I mean, sometimes you got to ball on a budget. I'm balling on a budget.
I'd rather go with Hungry Howie's than that.
I agree with you on that, but Hungry Howie's is not available on your lunch break. So it's either you bring food from home, which sometimes I usually don't, because if I do make food, it's going to be grilled chicken in the air fried chicken, which is more healthy for you. Or I'm going to go to Thornton's or somewhere else for lunch. You don't have any Hungry Howie's around me, so it's either Thornton's pizza or something else. And I wanted Thornton's pizza, and it didn't work out too well. In fact, it worked out like this. A lot of that on Friday was not good. So we're not doing that again. So there you go.
So what do you think? You think they're gonna get Vita Vea paid, get this defensive line together? Because that's what broke down our team last year. Besides, the injuries on the offensive line, our defense went to trash in the second half of the season.
Well,
what do you think?
I think the defense will be improved. I think it has to be improved, right? Todd Bowles is under the gun. A lot of pressure from Bucs fans, a lot of pressure from this organization. They brought him back and they changed the coaching staff, and they got the defensive weapons now. So there should be no excuse. And I think it falls on, again, Ruben Bain Jr. I think it falls on Kalijah Cansey being able to stay healthy, which is a big get. And then Diaby. Right. I mean, and David
that's
Walker.
Another man that got to step up, just like your what was it? Your defensive lineman coach. I was telling you.
Who?
The guy you interviewed that was training. I don't know.
Des Walker.
Trainer.
Yeah, Des Walker. We'll get him on eventually.
What is he?
Pass rushing guru. Yeah, Coach Des Walker. Yeah, we'll get him back on again.
Yeah, I like him. I'm a defensive lineman.
He's good. I know you do. You're a big guy. You like pizza. You like Hungry Howie's pizza. You like eating tons of that, and then going and playing defensive line for the Bucs. There you go.
Yep. And when I was in high school, I could move my feet to all these little Warren saps. So
there you go.
I didn't make it all the way, but we still watch it though. I love my football.
There you go. We all love football. We're all ready for football at this point, right?
Yeah, I'm about ready. I'm ready for preseason. Let's get it going. Let's get it going.
Yeah.
And training camp. Hopefully you make it out to some training camps.
I'm looking to make it out there. I'm not banned from training camp. It's just, when you're in, I got to be honest. Like, I'm happy Like, I'm happy to go to my job. I'm happy to make money. I'm happy to be one of the top reps, if not the top transferring rep, diamond status. I love that. I love doing that. So I don't want to miss the time. I definitely don't want to miss the time with the Bucs, but I got to pay my bills. I drive a Tesla.
You're lucrative.
Yeah, it is. It very much is. I mean, look at the smile on my face at this point. Look, it's very lucrative. Yeah,
I'm
I love it.
proud of you, brother. I gotta get like you.
Yeah, man. We all got to get like that, but it takes some time sometimes to get to that point in your life. I'm always working to get that. So I got some other things that are coming here in August that I'm really excited about. I want to announce, but I can't announce it officially. But I'm really excited about it. So I think you guys are
Bucs, man. Keep up the sports web, man. You're growing. I think you're growing here.
I think I'm growing too. I think I'm growing tired at this point. I'm getting ready.
Not tired.
I'm getting.
Keep up the energy. That's why I like it. You got good energy.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate the calls tonight.
During my third shift job.
All right, there you go. All right, my friend.
All right, man. Later. Have a good night.
Yeah, good stuff there, Jim.
Damn it, Jim. What the hell is the matter with you?
Let's read the rest of these comments, and then we will get out for the night. Looking sharp, brother. Lamar, appreciate you as always. The Bucs sign right there. For some reason, it's not lighting up anymore. I don't know what's going on. Like, the light went out. You light up my life, it went out. Kids, if you don't know what that is, that's an old school reference. Go to YouTube. It ain't lighting up my life anymore. I ain't got no creamsicle in my life, but great sign as always. And we use that here in the background for the sports web. And of course, Bucs latest. Baker was looking good in the 70s, 80s button-up t-shirt with bell bottoms. I remember those days. How about that, huh? Marine right there. Kansas will be a huge factor, a non-factor. We know what I mean on that. Mr. Buzz, more buzz than the Charlotte Hornets. My long-lost buddy right there. Rushing the passer and coverage go hand in hand. Let the truth set you free.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I never played football before. Tried to play football, but I know this. While watching, over 30 years of football, it goes hand in hand. We always talk about the greatest Bucs defense of all time. Why? Simeon Rice, right? Greg Spires, Warren Sapp, Booger McFarland. Later guys, Chidi Ahanotu and Brad Culpepper. That takes the pressure off of your linebacking core and off your secondary. Helps them out. Let's help out our secondary. Let's help out our linebackers. How do we do that? How do we improve that unit? We improve that unit by getting pass rush. Scooble isn't getting traded unless they fall apart in the next week or so. Certainly possible. King Cook would lose nothing by letting Dean go. I'm with you, Peter. I know everybody getting up in arms about losing Jamel Dean. Jamel Dean, I liked him. I liked him in the Super Bowl year. I liked when he picked off Aaron Rodgers. I like when he makes plays, but too few and far between when it came to Jamel Dean, right? I imagine, one of my favorite commercials, maybe not one of my favorite commercials that you watch on an AMC. I've fallen and I can't get up. Because that was him, 75 yards when Brandon Ayuk was running past him. You remember that in San Francisco, Bucs fans? I remember that. Remember how many times he dropped passes? He was doing his best impression of Alvin Harper. Bucs fans, go back and Google that. Because Stonehands Harper, when he came to the Bucs, nearly cut his finger off. He couldn't catch the ball. He could catch the ball with the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, it helps with Michael Irvin on one side, because they don't double team you. But then you come to Tampa, you overpay for him. Maybe at the time the value was there because you're a bad team. There's an overpay, but it doesn't work out. Stonehands, Jamel Dean. How many interceptions did he miss? He made some plays. He had a good year. He restructured his deal. The writing was on the wall. You're going with new guys. You're going with Jacob Harris. You're going with Jamel Dean. You're going with Keontae Scott. You're going with Zion McCollum. Hopefully Zion McCollum will avoid the boredom. Right? He'll step up, be that corner that he was a couple of years ago. It's the reason why he got the extension in the first place. But yeah, I mean, I don't think you're missing anything at this point. The potential is there with that guy, but he went to Pittsburgh. Good luck in Pittsburgh. Hopefully he balls out. But we know he's going to be falling down. We know he's going to be even people saying, well, he's playing zone. He's not playing zone. He's playing one-on-one coverage. He's getting beat by receivers. It's just not going to work. The lack of pass rush will kill you. Absolutely. Rick Brown. Was he injured or no one knew about it? Who was injured? I don't know who was injured at this point. Who wasn't injured on this team? Good stuff, Rick. Players don't perform. Tape tells it all. They won't be around. I keep on saying it, Rick. You're a hip hop guy. I'm a hip hop guy. I put it out there real. People were laughing. They're like, you don't know anything about hip hop. I say, you don't know anything about me. You don't know my history. Did I rap a little bit there? That's the Libra in me. Everybody knows all the Libras there are great rappers or great hip hop artists. Eminem, Lil Wayne, right? How am I supposed to know that? Because I used to be a hip hop DJ. And I said this before and we'll say it again over and over again. Men lie. Women lie. Numbers don't lie, and tape doesn't lie. Good stuff, Rick. Appreciate you as always. Old friend there. Definitely don't be a stranger here on the evolution, as he was a part of it from the very beginning. And a galaxy far, far away. He started with Sam the Godfather there at 10 a.m. with Jenna Lane. He was on with me then. He gave me great compliments, gave me great confidence and saying, man, you're a different guy now. You really come into your own. Come into your own. You're comfortable with yourself. That praise there, that went a long way, Rick. It did. I appreciate you always being a part of the evolution of sports talk television. I do. Rick Brown at the same time, Rick coaches need to put them in better spot to excel. To that point, you put Kendall Vildor in the spot there to stop 4th and 14, and he's not in the right spot. He's not. You can coach him up all day long, but he's not in the right spot. He's not executing right. My mom says you got to execute. Like she says it to me, and I'm like, God, I'm so annoyed by you because you're right about this. You're usually always right. Moms are always right, whether you like it or not. Especially when it comes to talking football. She knows her football. She's watched a lot of football. And she says it always, it's about execution until I'm ready to execute myself because I don't want to hear it anymore. But she's right. You put the players in the position, but the players don't execute and they're not in position. It's not going to work out. It's that simplistic. It happened last year. They showed it in the Atlanta Falcon game on Thursday Night Football. Where was Vildor? Where was the guy when that situation came down to 4th and 14? How was Seals and how was Kyle Pitts open at that point? You blame the offense all day long. Your defense has got to shut down 3rd and 28, 4th and 14. They got to. And that's on top of both, but it's also on the players. And he's right, what he said at the end of the game on the press conference. Guys got to care. And he didn't say it like that. He said it, got to look themselves in the mirror. And he was cursing. And I appreciate that. I like Todd Bowles. By the way, breaking news. He's still your head coach.
It's exciting.
It is exciting, Todd. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Let's go out to Rick here. Good take. Revis was not overpaid. Revis Simon was put on the island playing zone. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. I was a guy that wanted Darrelle Revis. Look it up, Bucs fans. Look it up, webheads. Go back to the time machine that is YouTube with the terrible camera shots and audio that's not here now. We've evolved this so much. People say, why don't you just get rid of that? I say it shows the evolution. I was putting out there, Darrelle Revis is going to be a Buccaneer. They're going to trade for him. They traded for him, but they didn't use him right. It's like having a Tesla and then somebody telling you got to drive slow because I don't want to get a ticket. Right. I gotta get over that. But, I nearly got a ticket the other night, passing a police officer going 61 in a 45. But that's what you do sometimes when you're driving a Tesla. So it's like that, like my insurance is going to go down because I'm driving I'm not going to have my insurance try to monitor my speed. So I'm not doing that. Darrelle Revis, you get him as a man-to-man corner and you play him in zone. What are we doing? What are we doing, Greg Schiano? What are we doing? Toes on the line. So thank you very much, Rick Brown. True, but coaches have to either adapt to their players' strengths or get players for their systems. That's also where the front office and coaches have to be tuned into the coaches. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. And it's, what is it? Zach Robinson, he comes in from Atlanta. He has the same concept as Liam Cohen, right? Plays over players. Or is it players over plays? It comes down to this. Like it's really simplistic. I always go back to this, right? So Bill Walsh, he had a West Coast offense. How do you have the West Coast offense? Well, you had Joe Montana. Well, why do you have a West Coast offense in the first place? Because Joe Montana can't throw deep. He could throw, but he didn't have the great deep arm. So you create an offense around him to his strengths and not his weaknesses. You have a Jerry Rice who can not necessarily run fast, but gets enough separation on those slants, right? To the house. John Taylor, Tom Rathman, Roger Craig going into the Hall of Fame. Congratulations to him. Well deserved. Overdue, by the way. Great running back. Nobody knows and talks about. Always overshadowed with the West Coast offense. One of the greatest offensive minds in football, Bill Walsh. And why? Because he understands that it's not about your system, which is the fault of Lovie Smith when he came in. He wanted to get rid of Darrelle Revis because he was making too much money, and he didn't fit the system. You fit your system around the player. You make that player fit your system. You use his strengths and not his weaknesses. And what happens with Darrelle Revis, by the way, with people saying they're overpaid? Doesn't he go to the Patriots and win a Super Bowl? He does. Congratulations. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Spider, Polk County, stand up. Love it. Yes. Love you, brother. Appreciate you. Truth to all that, but every year is a common trend with Bulls losing 3 to 4 straight. Yes, especially in the middle of the season. Not how you start, it's how you finish. But besides last year, when the Bucs had their backs against the wall, especially in the final term of the season, that Bucs team usually plays. They didn't do it last year. I think, again, they were snake bitten by injuries, a lot of them. I know you don't want to use the injury excuse, but it is what it is. But the seasons before, when the Bucs have their backs against the wall, they have played for that coach. That's why the Glazers brought him back in the first place. It's about continuity. It's about consistency. It's about, what they talked about. Why do you re-sign a Jason Light? Why do you re-sign a Todd Bowles in the first place? Because you built that over time. Whether you like it or not, you look at the coaching record, 35-33, it doesn't tell the whole story. It's not fair. I don't think that's a fair stat. I don't think it's fair. I don't. I think there's a lot of complications to it. I don't think it's all on coaching. I think it's on players. Players got to play. Players get paid millions of dollars to be professionals, and they don't go out there and execute. There's the word again, Mom. Love you. They don't execute. It don't matter. All right. And we're going to finish up here, and I'll get out of here. Been a good conversation. Oh, you talk too much about Baker. Well, I talk the whole team if you want to. David Walker, I'm very much thinking will be a factor. Got knocked out for the season in training camp, supposedly back healthy. Yes, that's an exciting thing. Teams are quick to jettison coaches. Not saying he's the strongest, but there are many factors, cap, injuries, etc. That play a factor that all teams have to deal with. Best teams are able to manage. Yes, the best teams. You're exactly right. The great organizations. Kansas City, you don't have upheaval every year, right? Bucs fans you understand that word all too well when it comes to firing a coach or firing a general manager or firing a defensive coordinator or firing an offensive coordinator. You know what happens? You change the systems. You have to change players. You have to make adjustments. It takes time. You can't keep on doing that. You can't be the Cleveland Browns. You can't live that way. You can't be the Jets. I guess you can be the Jets if you want to. You can put a fireman hat on. You can scream Jets, Jets, Jets just in the season at that point. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to turn around. You know why it's not going to turn around? Management. It's the head of the snake. It follows all the way down. It's not good. Hiring coaches, getting rid of quarterbacks, getting rid of systems doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm telling you, it doesn't. I don't know what happened to my screen there. Hold on a sec here. What is going on with my screen? There we go. So you're exactly right. Good show. Thanks, Peter. Absolutely. Brightside Broadway. Fire the cannons. We shall.
Fire the cannons!
Let's go out to Joshua here. When we had Brady, we had the best defense. Then Brady and Gronk left. Everything fell down. Complaining Todd Bowles is a bad coach. I hate when people complain about the coach, but he's not the one on the field pass or sacking the other quarterbacks. By the way, nice Rays picture behind you. That's what Wade Boggs played. Hit the 3,000 hit. That is correct. That's from my father. Thank you. That was my first Rays game I ever went to. My dad and uncle took me to a game. Yes. Thank you very much. And this came on, Joshua, don't be a stranger. Thank you very much for the comment. Appreciate that. Talking about your family. Always love that. It's a family affair on this show. Aunt Tammy tuned in before. Mom tuned in. Dad was all about this show. Dad was a character on this show. Dad was a big-time Rays fan. First baseball game I went to, true story. Always tell the story. 30 years ago to the day of last week, All-Star game, winning it off TJ Reeves's show here locally. And then George Foster winning the home run derby contest and winning all expense paid trip to Texas to watch the All-Star game. First baseball game. Big time Rays fan too. So more than welcome. Don't be a stranger on this show. Welcome to the evolution. Facts. Thank you. You have, proud of you, my friend. Proud of you, brother. Definitely don't be a stranger on this show. Love you, brother. Do. Tell him Sandra. She does. She always tells me over and over again. She continues to tell me. I continue to try to listen, but I can't continue to hear it all the time. But she's right. She's right. Woman like that, she's watched 30 years of football, says she nearly had my sister when they went to the NFC Championship game there in 1979, 1980. That's how excited she was. She knows the real Bucs. She knows the Creamsicle days there. She knows the greatness of the late 70s of Doug Williams and Jimmy Giles and Leroy Selman. She knows those days. People always talk about the first 2 years. It's not fair. There were years there where they won. She knows it. She says it. She exercises it. She swings that bat, man. She swings it all the time. Execution, execution, execution. They're not executing. Coach is a coach. Get them in shape. People don't hurt one another. The players are the ones who are making $40 million to $100 million. If you're a quarterback, the ones who fight are the ones who needs a bigger paycheck. The ones who don't fight, either trade them or coach them. Coach them up. That's the reason why you have a mass exodus, again, using that word the second time of the night, of a lot of players off of that team. Why would you want them? You don't. They're a part of that culture. That's what I'm looking for. Culture. That's the reason why Todd Bowles is still here. Jason Light is still here, because of the culture. The culture that is being built here, whether you like it or not, they're winning. They're competitive and winning the NFC South. Usually, last year, of course, an example where they don't, and a lot of Bucs fans have let me know about it. But the previous years, you have an opportunity to win the NFC South. You play winning football, play playoff winning football, and critical situations. I think there's a lot of circumstances that follow. You're exactly right, Rick. It comes down to it. A lot of Bucs fans don't remember that cap hit of Tom Brady. When you go all in for those 2 years, when Brady's here, you got to pay the cap cost, right? You got to. Here's another hip hop reference. You got to pay the cost to be the boss, right? I'm the boss of the show here. Thanks a lot for tuning in. As always, webheads. Again, thanks to Jason Powers on Sports Podcast. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. Show comes back Monday night, 9 o'clock, Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. If there is breaking news over the weekend, we got you covered here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. And of course, let me go ahead and throw this out there, because you guys, this is your test, Bucs fans, every day. And I'm posting it on Facebook, Bucs latest daily Tampa Bay Buccaneer content, 10 to 15 minutes or more. Getting ready to record the show now. Again, another sponsor here that we throw out to. It's Up the Block Barbershop. You don't have to go far. It's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 Moog Road in Holiday, Florida. Whether you want a beard trim, which I need a little bit of, right? It's kind of getting a little bit, it's a little bit tough here. Like when it gets like this, I can't eat wings. I can't eat my Hungry Howie's pizza. Make fun of me all you want to. Judge me all you want to. But Hungry Howie's pizza, butter cheese crust with bacon and pepperoni, that stuff. Give me that, or don't give me anything else. Whether you want a beard trim, haircut, fade, they got you covered. Go see Ricky and all the talented barbers there. Of course, the Tampa Bay Sports Collectors Expo, September 19th, with the great Ian Beckles, James Wilder Jr., Kenny Shaw, Clinton Portis. The names go on and on. We will be live there. And, of course, as always, we'll read the rest of these comments. Rick, appreciate you. More buzz than the Charlotte Hornets, as always, buddy. And then color. Absolutely. Laugh out loud. So I don't know. I don't know what happened there, what you're saying with color when it comes to that. But, yeah. Well, I can't. I'm not going to color my beard. I'm gonna rock with the salt and pepper. I'm not doing that. Everybody's like, You need to do. No, I'm not doing that. Rock with it. Just rock out with it. Salt and pepper. I'm not going to color it. But if you do need a color, I guess they can do it there at Up the Block Barbershop. I appreciate you. As always, color the beard. See, I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to go with that. I can't do it. It's a look now, my friend. But I appreciate you tuning in. Continue to tune in to all the broadcasts on this show. We'll wrap it up for the night. 3 things. Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And of course, for Bucs fans and fans of the sports web, the Tampa Bay sports fan, especially you Go Bucs fans and Rays fans, as they won tonight over the Toronto Blue Jays that finish the series tomorrow. It's your time. We'll see you next time here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. As we always say on this show, to end it off on my favorite day of the week.
Hump Day!
Go Bucs.